the Veins, the
Da ist Van glücklich.
PFs, the
Das ist doch
Olafs,
gültig.
like the man has so many that he's been bringing to the table.
Also, if you look at someone who is just going to be reliable in isolation on the Shifters lineup, it is Rooster.
Yeah.
So just really doubling down on why that matchup would be important. But now we're entering the picks and bans. Lucian, J4, the Casio remaining perma-banned, as we saw yesterday and has been the case today.
Yeah. So I'm curious if we get the Jace ban from G.
Aber einfach, na, ey, was immer auch der Grund ist, ich nehme ihn.
Take the Jace away.
Dank.
Or you basically want to take the Olaf, because I think you're happy to try and trade into it, but I imagine Rooster's going to want to get his hands on that Jace.
I think BB should play it. I think BB should play the Jace.
Did he win that game on the Jace?
No.
Ah.
No,
he
terrible.
did. He's 100% win rate on the Jace.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Wonder Speech. Damn,
No,
what did he
the
meant to be
current
BM?
G2 top laner.
Yes. Whoops. I was like, he didn't win that game. That game was not good. No, he did win that game. Yes. So, all I'm saying, 100% win rate, Jace. No other details.
Könntest du schon mal Gamba machen, muss los und all in G2 anyway. Okay, Ausnahme. Ihr bekommt 5 Minuten, ne?
The opportunity to try and play into it, but the Galio still there as a response if you want to.
Are they just going to give the combo over?
Okay, Ausnahme.
They've forgotten about the combo.
The Nocturne Orianna combo? Or the
Nocturne
Jarvan
Orianna
Rumble?
combo.
First pick, Victor.
The Jarvan's banned.
Interesting.
Oh my bad, yes. So yeah,
No,
Nocturne
you're good.
Orianna.
I like what you're...
But I do like the Olaf pick here. I think it's incredibly strong. And Kled and Jax have kind of become decent answers into it, where at least you can survive the all-in potential from the Olaf with the Counter-Strike, or else by hopping off of the Scarl, but not gonna be the case. Instead, Orianna, I still think the Olaf is an option if they want to.
I also wouldn't mind just like, I don't know, like
Zin's out could also be a
Pantheon or
thing.
Zin. Yeah. The Nocturne Orianna combo is really strong, but it also means your early game is really, really predictable. So I always like when you're the favored team to just play a composition that gets you more active earlier on, and G2 at the very least don't need to prioritize the Nocturne. They say to Shifters, hey, you guys can take away the combo if you want to, but Nocturne with any other mid laner, any other combination of champs is just worse. So
yeah, I agree. And also I think the way that you want to play around
85er auf der Shifters.
like Victor kind of wants to hold
Victor's
the map.
Yeah, Victor's like the worst follow-up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Walk at them menacingly?
But there's that Jace we were talking about.
Okay.
So, is it Olaf jungle to deny the Olaf pick? Is that the game plan here?
That is an option. One of the options. There's a debate happening on stage.
There's definitely a debate happening on stage anyway.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't know why we're swimming with breaststroke, Sheo, but
Das ist bei 200 Bett.
take the Olaf here. You're happy as Lebrov because you still got like Alistair, Rel.
Ja, das ist sehr OP.
Really need to, but
He was doing the breaststroke to do Nautilus. The
true.
I think he liked the...
It is a
like
great
that angle.
animation.
It is incredible. Shout out to Nautilus. Love that champion. But yeah, Leona long-range, non-committal piece of CC to just threaten. You can see if you hit it, it makes it easy to land the poke. Leona in general, really powerful early. The downside is the Olaf has been acquired.
Full committal, all in.
All in.
Wants to just jump on your face immediately.
This man has never done anything but go all in. He is love bombing on every first date. You're getting a marriage proposal. That's the kind of guy Olaf is. He's freaky that way. We enter second ban phase. I don't really know for Shifters what you can prioritize to deal with this Olaf. He feels like a bit of an inevitable threat.
The only thing that may be happening here for Shifters is Victor moves the boss, Jace goes mid, and then you still go for one of the Jacks or the Kleds or an answer into the Olaf. But even then, I don't think that's your best opportunity here. I think Jace can do relatively well into the Orianna because he's got some of that range, but even then, still...
Conor Leimer musste bereits in der Anfangsphase der Partie mit bandagiertem Oberschenkel den Platz verlassen. Im zweiten Durchgang erwischt es zunächst Minjay Kim, aber eher auch der ich schwöre, diese 37-Grad-Spiele oder allgemein so über 35 plus Grad. Also wie lang, also weiß ich nicht. Also das ist doch absolut inhuman, oder nicht? Also absolut inhuman, oder nicht?
Unsurprisingly, G2 have good stats just generally, but the odds are continuing to stack against Shifters, and I get a little nervous.
I think the thing is, like, the Orianna's been picked into such a good spot with the Cassiopeia, the lock.
Auch im Stadion zuschauen, so bei den Temperaturen.
Picked into a good spot because it's Olaf on this patch. So the thing is, you've got champions that are very good for both of these guys. You got an Olaf that potentially.
Bully ist keine Trinkpause, nein.
As he's running in onto your backline as well. And now, if you want to try and take something like a Wukong here, even if you don't have the.
Ihr habt noch 50 Sekunden abzustimmen, by the way.
Still crazy strong in those team fights, which is clearly what G2 were setting up for.
Ja.
Ich war heute auch Radfahren, das ist einfach nur krank. Also, wer ist dafür zu blamen, mein Bro?
Of course, also has the perks of shattering shields, which is.
Wer ist dafür zu blamen, mein Bro?
Against the Victor, not super important. Shifters, what do you want? This is your last 2 picks. You have to round out your.
Ist es nur Game 1? Das ist nur Game 1.
Probably need an 80 carry or another mage.
Ooh. Oh, double mage, eh?
Außer ich gehe mir um 6 Uhr morgens versus chillig, okay.
Draven against Hansama, bold.
Yeah. I mean, the Draven will be crazy
Yeah,
here.
not that anyone plays Draven anymore. But
I was going to say, Draven into an Olaf that's running you down is not it.
No. Yeah, when you have to telegraph where you're going to stand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Aber die Trinkpausen in der Bulli sind ja nicht verpflichtend, oder? Das ist ja nur, wenn es wirklich zu heiß ist, oder nicht? Also wenn wirklich, also so jetzt heute zum Beispiel.
As well. This is a pairing we saw from SK. Really did not work. For one that they want to run back and try again, and now
Komplett unwinnable Draft oder nicht für Shifters?
pick up the Skarner.
Aber nicht komplett unwinnable Draft. Was die machen nicht gegen den Olaf. 0 Chance gegen den Olaf.
The limited engage options of Shifters, because they really don't have a ton here.
No, I think you're kind of seeing Shifters.
Naja, Olaf hat Topping gespielt, Wukong nicht. Das ist der große Unterschied.
Shoving them over into the Jin. It was either Jin or Quirky, more than likely.
Olaf synergiert komplett OP mit Items. Ja.
Huge winning lanes for yourself, and also a jungler that can flank from multiple different angles, which is definitely not what you want as a poke composition. So I really like what G2 are bringing to the table, and I think Shifters, once they locked in the Jace, kind of started to fumble in the draft to try and keep up as they realized, hang on, these lanes, these matchups aren't great for us.
Power picks only powerful if you can play them at the very top level. Rooster, an incredibly good player, a solid laner. Let's see if he can make the most out of Jace, because it has certainly cost his team a lot in the
Beim
picture.
Spiel 3. Liga gab es auch gewonnen.
Tall task. You get some last fist bumps from the various coaches. Focus on the face.
Ja, Aimo komplett unwinnable Draft.
Playing Orianna. That was probably one of his most played.
Could have played Tristana.
Could have. Opted not to.
It's a decent matchup into the Victor.
Decent matchup into the Victor. Most certainly. And here we are, going into game.
Komplett unwinnable. Egal, was sie für ein Lied im Early Game rausspielen, die werden verlieren, 100%.
World champion Orianna skin. The G2 fans here, ready to rally behind their team. So the fans and the faith.
Late on the bottom side, as Nuke just wanted to get some vision down. So at least knowing exactly where this Skarner is going to try and start off. I'm even keeping my eyes on LeBron, who is...
Wie alt war Olaf? Kannst du nicht dieses Game? Ist schwer. Du musst ihm auch gute Antworten, also beispielsweise Skarner to Lee Sin mache ich das Matchup. Damit ist halt whatever. Und Bottom ist auch fein, also can't win.
Rooster did get that vision down, which I assume is why LeBron had started on the sweeper to try and get in and clear out that ward, but not going to be the case.
Little fight for some control in that level 1. Stop the Olaf from being able to do whatever he pleases. We see both junglers just speed clearing through to the best of their ability. Hansama left on his lonesome briefly. Estend had a lot of confidence to step there. Punish from LeBron is missing. I guess just not 100% sure where he was. Hansama going to hit a very fast level 2 here, and LeBron will be trailing pretty far behind. Ooh, immediate crash down though on Hansama's level 2. Knows that they have the landing advantage, fighting for space. I really like that from the side of G2 because they know there's going to be a window of time here where they're down because LeBron will be trapped level 1, so fighting for control.
Yeah, the early heal as well to try and keep up as Piduk. Not in the best of spots now, so yeah, as you say, I like the way G2 played this early lane, and it's definitely forced Shifters back. And this is kind of what you want here as G2, the ability to try and play through this bottom side, open up LeBron on the map, because if you can try and play towards Nuke, the all-in is going to be a little tough.
Skewmond on the way up, flash out from Rooster to kick off the laning phase. But Broken Blade doesn't have TP and did burn the Ghost there, so needs to find a good opportunity to reset as Nuke is demolishing in the 1v1 right now.
Yeah, doing a great job of pushing back caps. I was just going to say, though, for the Lee Sin, Sheo cleared topside, whereas it's the bottom camps for Skewmond that are up, but now Sheo...
Ja, Bibi hat nur noch Flash, also wenn du den Flash brauchst, ist gut. Der mache ich... Oh, die kann diven, actually.
Diving and Olaf may be difficult at this stage. Ignite
Nö, die haben Ignite.
might be enough to help.
It's a very confident maneuver. Broken Blade just running
What?
away from the tower. He's a bit trapped here. Ushering him in. He's just going to focus on clearing out the wave. Axe connects. Nice flashback to keep things going. Still living for a little bit too long. Rooster
Ja,
going to be
Free
able to
Life.
have first blood. Well executed.
Wir cappen immer ohne Skin? Nee,
Nicely
in
done
jüngster
by
Vergangenheit nicht mehr.
Sheo calling off the camp to help out
Oh.
Rooster. Works out incredibly well, but
Oh,
bot
und wer das stimmt mal bei der
G2
Twitter. Okay.
trying to kill in the 2v2.
Going to need a little bit of a replay there, I think. Production. We know that he died. We just don't know quite how. I imagine abilities and auto attacks hit him. But what were the circumstances for a man to burn flash and cleanse and still die?
Aber ich spreche mit T1 Skins, das weiß ich nicht.
Oh, a classic fast play.
Okay, aber es ergibt gar keinen Sinn, dass er da vorne sitzt.
Oh.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Ja, auf 20% des Spiels, Lane Matchup ist sehr tough. Lane Matchup ist sehr tough.
Thought they'd reset.
And a bit of a gamble there from G2's bottom
Yeah.
lane to go for it. If
So-
that hadn't paid off, they would have just been behind.
I wonder if he didn't check not the summoner spells, what kind of think of it? The rune choice?
Yeah.
Because it's actually lethal tempo. It's on hit Varus. Maybe he thought it was the Comet and he was going to back for a tier, basically playing off of those timings that you just naturally have. Because that's how much Varus the 10 to Varus see. But stand here just got out. But yeah, maybe you thinking that they'd reset for the tier, but doesn't actually need it this time.
Wurde Ori auf der Patch genervt? Nein. Wieso geht Hans DPS Varus hier? Das ist eine verdammt gute Frage. Weil die Gegner haben keinen Tank, also die Felity hätte hier 100%
Bro needs mana.
die Felity gehen können, aber 100%.
Hasn't got a good base timing, and this means Caps is pretty comfortable in this lane, because even though he's lost half his HP, Nuke doesn't have access to spells.
Poke, Entschuldigung. Ja, er hätte 100% Poke gehen können, Entschuldigung. Ja.
You think spells are important for a mid lane mage? Okay.
I mean, it didn't warp the entire meta around.
Weil DPS haben sie auch genug, also
You know?
Sure.
ja, verstehe ich jetzt nicht so ganz die Choice. Persönlich.
See, after Lost Chapter is what I've heard. I think you need the Lost Chapters.
No, Lost Chapter is OP, and they've been.
Ah.
Yeah.
Thank you. God, you know, it's so hard to keep up with the public sentiment is Broken Blade losing out on some of these trades. We talk about how much of this kind of unstoppable pick Olaf can feel like, but one of the ways to beat it is just to get far enough ahead of it that you can completely bully it out of the game. Of course, once Olaf hits 3 items later in the game, he'll still be a big problem, but you really can just make him a non-factor for large chunks of the game, as Skewmond is already reset, not quite having the right timer on this play, so Broken Blade is going to lose yet another wave.
Yeah, this is the downside of the Olaf. If you do end up falling behind, significantly less threatening, and now you're pulling Skewmond up into this top side, but Broken Blade calling it off, saying, look, there's no hope. I'm going to have to lose out in this wave as well. So
Gut.
not getting
Aber
the
im Spielen ist gut, richtig.
now moving to the bottom side, might get the Scuttle Crowd.
Auch wie aggressiv sie in diese Lane reinspielen ist gut.
Kind of already dwindling.
He's broken, Rob.
And he's got an axe, which isn't even really a blade.
It's not even really a blade. It's a cutout from a beer container. It's the Broloff skin. And he can't even finish the Ninja Tabby with bladed steel caps. Yeah. So the TLDR, Broken Blade's going to need a lot more help or a lot more time if he wants to be relevant in this game, because as much as the platonic dream of Olaf is still alive, it's too expensive and too far away.
But I think he might be about to die again, because there's 3 members of Shifters moving up this way.
This is side.
Ich disagree, Lukas.
Broken Blade is being
He's
bullied.
level 5 still.
Level 5. No flash. They're good. I like that.
Heavily sogar.
Slow him down with the fruit. Quick distraction, honey fruit. Eat these. I'll escape. And it worked.
Pocket
And
sand.
G2 got away in the meantime. Next flash over the wall from Sten just to try and cover here is mid lane's staying pretty, or slightly new favorite in terms of overall gold, but Caps still holding his own here.
This ball lane is not going well for Shifters, though. Like, it's very much become a fight of either side of the map now.
Yep, they're going to get a ward over the wall, or a trap, excuse me. Nicely placed to at least spot out Lebrov. Recognize that their bot side jungle is being stolen, but if you take a look at the top side of the map, ladies and gentlemen.
Olaf is not getting to play the game right now.
No, he is not.
Yeah, he is no, like, there's no...
Spielen sehr gut, Shift das nah, also das ist ein ganz klarer Messbild, aber schau, was Bottom passiert, genau dasselbe.
Completely blind
Mal sehen.
as to whether the blind monk is still here.
Yeah, it's like when we play Vedius in Commander and we just on-site him every time we
Yeah, but we're not supposed to tell him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's probably watching.
He probably is. Man is not supposed to be working for 3 months, has worked for the entirety of 3 months. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Hey, look.
He loves League of Legends and spreading rumors that Jojo Puna is leaving. He's good at those things. We can't take that away from him. As surprisingly even early game, really big credit to Shifters. They are hard forcing attacks on this top side, and G2 are matching in the bottom lane. But I think a lot of credit goes to Hansama and Labrov for kind of getting a 2v2 out of thin air here.
Because they're going to need it. Like, Olaf, completely useless this game, so a huge amount of this is going to be on Shockwaves from Caps, and then Hansama being a big carry. The fact he is going on hit alleviates some of that pressure, because the Poke VAR is not going to be as good at hard carrying, but Skewmond in a weird spot here.
I'm trying to go through the wall. Caught out here.
And damage.
Going to be locked up. They don't want to push too far into G2's jungle. They don't really have great information. That does mean that Hansama's in an isolated 1v1 versus Paduk, which he should win out.
Lost side of Hansama. Basically left the lane, so they didn't know if there was going to be more intention coming that way. And there's very little...
Omni am Schuhe. Oh, finde ich gut. Ich mag Omni am Schuhe.
What is happening. So that's
Kein Training bei Jazz ist interessant.
The play on the Void Grubs, which honestly...
Da will er härter Lane ballern.
Because he's tearing through these towers, and Nether is still going on this top side, and Broken Blade's completely alone.
That he is. Do they have the damage? He's CC immune? Yes, they have the damage. He's going to clear the wave. They got the ulti. Now they wait for the next wave, and they go for the re-dive, I imagine. Although Ship may not want to wait. Going for the E. We're going mid lane instead, because there might just be a 1v1. Curtain call called out. Double ultis used on Caps. But his movement is too clean.
Straight up, die spielen...
Dodges everything. That's why he's the GOAT.
And Broken Blade got
balanced.
That top side as well. Sheo didn't want to invest the kick. So... Rooster just making sure that this Olaf loses as much as possible. At 1.6k gold lead, and the tower hasn't even fallen yet.
Yeah, to be fair, Broken Blade did have to burn his flash to escape, so like, it's not a W.
No,
to live there. It's degrees of L, unfortunately. Yeah. Is 2,000 gold lead for this Jace. It is on Rooster to solo carry the game. It's on Hansama for
Die Waschne, die haben einfach sehr gut reingespielt.
See if Rooster is up to the task, although the Jace poke is going to be pretty tough for Hansama to deal with.
I mean, Paduk ist halt so fucking useless auch.
On this bottom side should give you easier access to things like Dragon, which is going to be the focus here for G2. And you can already see they're trying to set up on this bottom side.
Ist das Matchup so schlimm? Nein, aber die haben halt sehr gut reingespielt dagegen.
He's here though. But with Sheo on this top side, he's not really making tracks to the bottom lane. So maybe abandoning them at the moment.
Could be the right choice. Top lane, finally we get the reset from Rooster. He picks up Swifties and fully completes his Yomus. So there's even less hope of sticking on to this Jace, but he's a very squishy boy if they can find the angle.
If Broken Blade can kind of hold the wave here, though, it does make it a little bit more difficult for Shifters to really do much on the map, and Broken Blade can just try and farm it up. Like, this wave will eventually push back out, but at least it keeps them safe for a little bit of time, and defensive...
Ja, die müssen auf jeden Fall den Drake bekommen jetzt, Shifters. Die müssen Drake bekommen, wenn sie weiter Top pushen wollen, müssen sie jedes einzelne Top-Second bekommen.
But Skarner is in the area.
Feeling very close to my leave Brittany alone moment. You know, this poor level 7 Olaf. And you can hear Sarah McLaughlin in the background. Like, you could adopt a poor, broken Olaf who will do nothing for your team for 30 minutes.
But he'll calm really well that the enemy has TP.
For just a few waves. Here and
just
there.
a few waves a month.
Just a few waves a month. You could adopt a broke Olaf. Poor Bibbers. Struggling there in the top side. But again, it's on Rooster now to build the lead out even further. I think he's proven the point in the 1v1. But oftentimes the reason that we're especially critical of Jace is not that they cannot build leads.
Was Olaf passiert, Shifters hat sehr gut den Top-Terrain gespielt.
It's that they can convert it into a greater advantage for the team.
Also wirklich sehr, sehr gut.
Labrov.
Sehr turnable oder nicht? Easy.
Going to respond. Labrov in trouble. Rooster coming off to the side, but the first shock blast not going to connect. However, he's got more than enough damage to finish the kill as he manages to take down Labrov and Shifters.
Wow, sehr gut.
Perfect setup for the second trade.
Yeah, Shifters is able to get onto the Dragon first, even at push on bot side. So with the Jace coming over, Shifters get a kill.
Machen sie gut.
Drake will give BB a little bit of time to push out this top wave, but Shifters clean control here in this early game.
And that was one of his few waves this month. Rooster finally left, so BB got an opportunity to farm. Maybe they'll let him take this blue buff or donate it to Caps. But a good spot now. Stacking Drakes for Shifters makes things so much better. We talked about how good the Victor is when you have to fight into him. And if Shifters can find a position where they're up in Drakes, it'll be G2 who are forced to try and pull the trigger on the engage, which can be a really tough task.
Shifters want to try and establish vision on this top side though to enable.
Hätte ich die Tour nicht morgen einen Scheiß-Tag haben können? Ja, vertraue ich Shifters, das Game zu gewinnen? I don't know. Ich glaube irgendwie, ich vertraue dem ganzen Lachs hier noch nicht.
Becomes very difficult for him to try and sit underneath his turret, and Nuke can start to take turret plates of his own. So you can see that Iona is hovering on this top side. They're kind of waiting for Sheo to come over, and that's why G2 may be looking for a bit of a time.
Ja, also to be fair, ich habe echt gut reingespielt, ne? Also mit dem Early Dive und dann wieder Pressure reingebracht. Schon solid. G2 hat's Geld brutal, ja, sobald der Olaf irgendwie Gold bekommt, das Game aber.
Yeah, essentially, if you can control like this path here, though, this is where you can then just kind of set up and like siege on towards the Orianna and mid, and that's all that you really want to do is ensure that that part of the map control is there for Shifters. It's just if G2 don't know where Rooster is, the Orianna can't even really step up to clear out waves underneath the tower, and it becomes so much more dangerous. So I think that's how Shifters could lend themselves some opportunities with the chase, but we'll have to see if they're able to make it work.
Can they keep pressing that advantage? The 1v1 continues to be favored. G2 forced on the back foot here. As strong as Hansama is, harder for them to push this advantage, as he still has to deal with the wave clear and the range that Shifter's composition can bring, and a lot of effort put into securing a safe wave to farm for Nuke. His Caps now will be sent to the bottom lane.
Shifter ist das schlechteste Team der Liga.
As he tries to set
Ja, oder SK halt, ne?
Big quest now completed for Lebrov.
Yeah, Hansama moving across quicker though towards this bottom side, and that's kind of where the problem is for Shifters. I think they're trying to play too heavily around their weak side of the map. Like Nuke and Piduk don't really offer a huge amount in this one, especially if Hansama can move faster. I'd rather see them try and enable Rooster in a way.
Could have the option.
Auch gut hätte er gegen SK werfen können. Hölle, nein. Diese Games waren, by the way, nie wirklich close. No joke. Hat Razor keinen Schlaganfall in Game 1 und geht in die Base rein. Nie close.
Performing well, right? Yeah. Like, honestly, I thought that G2 was going to come in, they play the map state better, their jungle support would work better together.
Und Game 2 war auch nie wirklich close.
Perform individually, but it's been Rooster who's very much in control of this top side, and it is causing issues, and now Shifter is trying to respond by moving, pressuring towards his top half, because they just lost the bottom lane territory, Anna.
Yep. Bottom lane tower will fall, but Shifters are set up for this Herald.
Shifters wird dieses Game nicht gewinnen. Verspreche ich euch.
So the charge won't quite be enough to finish it. Rooster rapidly burning through that mana pool. I imagine we're seeing Eclipse coming in next. See what the option is. G2 can contest. TP comes out from Nuke. I think just spotting Hansama, they weren't 100% certain.
Yeah, especially because looking at our mini map.
Vielleicht ist so der Trainer noch Troll. Ich meine, er Snowball, also er kann sehr hart snowballen, aber auf jeden Fall nicht unser Standardbild. Aber es ist egal, die werden diese, ich bin mir sicher, die werden dieses Game nicht gewinnen. Die werden irgendeinen Fight randomly verlieren und dann, ja, Game over.
Couple of plates. Shifters feeling the pressure.
Yeah. So there's two things that they could try and achieve, which is continue to put Jace top, which seems to be a play, where they then shift over towards mid, and that play that is talking.
Problem ist, sie haben seit diesem Top-Lane Tier 1 Turret nur eine Platte bekommen auf dem Turret, ne? Und sonst ist Game 0 Progress. Also sie haben einen Drake bekommen, aber keinen Progress gemacht bisher.
Yes has a 2.2k gold lead, is massive, but they're not really advancing the game to that lead at all right now.
Genau.
I think partly that is because Stend hasn't been able to get as much deep vision because Sheo hasn't linked up with him to kind of hold hands to establish that vision. But also, there just doesn't seem to be a huge amount of communication on how they want to try and like sync up wave states to make that happen.
No. Feels like a potential missed opportunity there, but still Shifters holding on to a 1,000 gold lead. Hansama and Rooster, again, the main characters of this particular game, but Nuke and Caps doing their best to just clear the waves, stop any potential vulnerable points. Nuke was able to grab a plate there, holding on to a 300 gold lead in his 1v1 matchup, even as Caps is a bit of a CS.
Spotted on a ward here. Shifters want to try look for him.
That was the try.
Yep.
That was the try.
Try being the operative word.
Yeah, yeah. Sonic Wave. You know. They looked for them, they saw them, now they're leaving.
Hat Bibi Hexblade in Base? Ja, Bibi hat Hexblade, okay. Das Game hier ist...
TP from Olaf though, so G2...
Interessant jetzt.
Good position here. And Shifters have to basically no information that ward.
Oh.
Hansama, good initial engagement.
Und Game over.
GG.
Das war so obvious. Wisst ihr warum? Weil in den letzten 5 Minuten nichts passiert ist. Es ist nichts passiert mit einem 400.000 Gold-Lead, Jace. Nichts. So obvious, dass sie das Game nicht gewinnen können. Weil sie nicht wissen, wie das Game snowballt.
No, Olaf, no!
You must stay in your place.
You will stay 2,000 gold down, you will farm in a side lane, and you will like it, BB! Those kills are for your 80 carry!
Honestly, he definitely should have given that to Broken Blade. That man needed any help he could get. So though, nicely done by G2, finding that pick, immediate play. And good play around vision, right? Like, even if they didn't clear out that one ward, there was no information for Shifters as to where anyone was. Like, you can see it here. Pink wards galore. Lebrava's already snuck in. Great position. Basically, Shifters weren't expecting him to be in that blue pit, and it just really well played around their vision control.
Yeah, and again, an example.
Ja, also das ist die Sache, du kannst nicht,
we'll watch the rest of this play out.
Du kannst nicht, okay, gewinnen, wenn dein Jungle Support nichts macht.
Rooster now on a killing spree. Nice pick from Shifters. What can they turn it into?
Could be the tower here. Orianna bot lane. You don't have Lebrav in the area either, huh?
Dein Jungle Support meistens zusammen, wie wir zu gewinnen. Was zur Hölle?
No one is here to support you, my guy. Are they going to give this kill over to BB? No. Oh my God! Someone give this man a loan, please! Also,
ich vermute, vielleicht gibt einfach weniger Reaktionszeit, weißt du?
Yeah, I just wanted to see him, you know, say, I'm going to go in, and the team go, we've got you, buddy, you know? Like a nice wholesome moment. But instead, they go too far, they die, well, Sten dies, and you also get Orianna taking plates on the bottom side. So, Shifters, okay.
Operation Bully BB, still ongoing, but Olaf is still Olaf! He missed on the axe, CC immune, running, sidestep, but the final auto will get him. Rooster on a rampage. Voltaic Cycle Sword completed. He hits hard. Hansama now trying to take down mid lane tower, and the pace of the game has gotten erratic and fast because Shifters tried to make a fast play on the top side, but because it didn't pan out, G2 kind of in tempo.
Es ist an einem Punkt, Worth Bibi einen Kill zu geben. I mean, sie joken so ein bisschen, aber wäre jetzt nicht verkehrt, ne? Ja, keine Definitive aus mehr. Ich glaube, es wäre ein gutes Definitive ausgegeben gewesen.
But again, already you're seeing this setup. Skewmond going to enter in towards the bottom side, trying to establish some vision there. Has the pink ward in his pocket, and G2 going to play off of 2 lanes as Paduk.
Ulti stacking up Blight, forced to cleanse away. Trades ulti for cleanse, not a bad deal, but Hansama has to be careful. Shifters are now.
Hansa double thumbs up.
BB is still dead, just now respawning. No TP, needs to go top and pick up that wave.
Yeah, 2.9k now for Rooster. This chase is massive, but again, we haven't really seen him get involved in a lot of these plays. We've got one play from Shifters towards the top side, which results in a bit of a mistake. Whereas for G2, they're very much focused on Hansama, moving him around the map, trying to play around this mid lane turret, trying to establish vision in the bot side to also keep Cap safe on this Orianna. Like, G2 understand that, look, we may have to sacrifice Broken Blade for this one, but as long as we keep our 2 carries safe.
Ich verstehe es nicht. Du hattest Stan plus Sheo zusammen bei Heretics. Und das war, da müssen wir nicht drüber argumentieren, das schlechteste Jungle Support in der Liga. Wie kommst du denn auf die Idee, ja, Trümbi war genauso horrible und die haben einen Jungle Support nicht, aber wie kommst du denn auf die Idee, yo, wir holen uns jetzt wieder Stan zurück? Glaube ich, dass diese beiden Spieler, glaube ich, dass diese beiden Spieler einzeln horrible sind? Ja, 100%. Beides horrible Spieler. Glaube ich aber, dass die als Jungle Support Duo noch viel schlechter sind? Ja, natürlich. Das ist absurd. Diese Spieler, du hast die als Lee Sin Leona, by the way, wahrscheinlich mit des Brokenst 2v2, das gibt im Jungle Support, nicht ein einziges Mal rumlaufen sehen, um diesen 400.000 Gold DJs. Das ist krank. Es widert mich ein wenig an. Franzosen, ja, ohne Spaß. Das finde ich verrückt. Weil du hast wirklich monatelang hast du gesehen, dass diese Combo nicht funktionieren kann. Es geht nicht. Es ist impossible. Und trotzdem machst du es weiter. So blöd musst du erstmal sein als Orga. Weil die unvorhersehbare Play, die machen ja gar keine Plays. Das ist ja das Ding. Die machen ja gar keine Plays. Das ist ja das, was mich so anwidert. Geht nicht in meinen Kopf rein.
Shockwave not connecting. Nor is the Shattering Strike. Not up ready to fall.
Nothing connecting.
Vielleicht einer bei einer Shotcard und ihn geht nicht. Ne, glaube ich nicht. Dann kickt den anderen. Also, so, ganz einfach. Und wenn das stimmt, dann kickt den anderen. So, dieses Jungle Support Duo hat bereits, also die haben schon bewiesen, dass es nicht zusammen klappt.
Pushing that top lane tower in the meantime. So it will just be the Hextech Drake traded for the top lane tower. 2 Drakes apiece now.
Yeah, and a lot of this game actually has been Cap silently getting a lead. Like, obviously, we could talk about the turret plates a little bit, but just sticking over to level 15, he's kind of been the solo carry.
Interrupt on the Sten. LeBron now looking to get involved. Sten very tanky.
Gott, wie embarrassing ist dieser Typ. Ich check's nicht. Macht der? Was macht mein Achter?
Skewmond and Caps on the retreat. Sheo gonna get the 1v1 versus Hansama, and now he's looking to wrap around.
Jetzt über den Top oder Bot Lead, immer Bot den Lead.
2 for 2 at the end of the day.
Immer den Bot den Lead, außer es ist Olaf.
In the bottom lane, no TP available, whereas all members of Shifters were in that top side, so G2 kind of biting off a bit more than they could chew. A little quick on the invade and not respecting that Shifters could answer.
Yeah, and shutdowns across the board. Sheo picking up one for himself now, a 1,000 gold lead. Rooster giving up his to Caps, less than ideal. Nuke able to grab some assists too, so certainly not too bad. The gold's still basically dead even. Yeah. But again, games like this, the gold chart can be a little bit deceiving because it's basically whose Fed member gets to be more active. This is not the Fed member.
Warum machen Orgas solche Hidden Chunk, wenn wir das sogar als quasi Laie sehen?
So Nuke trying to even up that mid lane gold score once again.
Ja.
I mean, it's G2 getting a little bit too hypey in this top side. They don't know where Nuke is. He hasn't answered on the bot side push. No, don't know really where Sheo is. And they think they can make a quick pick onto Stend. And I think at this stage, if they'd backed away, it would have been fine. But in overgoing for Rooster, hoping to get that shutdown, they end up leaving Hansama.
Okay, ja, to be fair, okay. Das ist natürlich, okay, das ist keine Line-Opinion. Also wie Danusch hier sagt, das ist keine Line-Opinion. Das stimmt schon. Right, also, wenn du jetzt die Average-Person draufschauen lässt, wird die jetzt wahrscheinlich nicht checken oder nicht darauf achten, dass das Jungle-Support nie zusammen rumläuft, right? Das stimmt schon. Also, das ist schon sehr obvious. Das Nuke Sheos Juggling was bringt. Die Sache ist, ich könnte euch wahrscheinlich auch keinen anderen Support. Okay, to be fair. Warte mal. Das habe ich gelogen. Ich frage mich, warum ein Zoalist zum Beispiel nicht noch eine zweite Chance bekommt, der bei Solari spielt. Also ich schaue nicht sehr viel LFL, aber... Nee, bei Gallios, Entschuldigung, nicht bei Solari. Bei Gallios. Das ergibt für mich keinen Sinn. Zweimal EMR Masters Finale, einmal gewonnen. Warum spielt der nicht... Warum macht der nicht... Warum bekommt er nicht noch einen zweiten Spot? Mein Arsch wird nicht coachen, guys. Wow. Mit Spielern argumentieren, wenn ich mir Danusch Everyday Life vorstelle, das ist Pain.
Skewmond gets caught, and unfortunately, Hansama thinks the Skewmond's body is far enough forward to knock him back. But only knocks him up for Shifters to catch him and catch the advantage off the back of it.
Yeah. And this is one of the terrifying things about a Fed JCC from Rooster there. Effectively one-shots Hansama. Hansama needs time as that on-hit bars. He needs space to maneuver in a fight, to land those autos, to get those blight procs. Rooster doesn't. He gets into range and Hansama doesn't have ulti. He can take out 80% of his health in one hammer form rotation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge amount of burst in the ults, like WQ combo with this AP Varus, but once that's down, you do need that time to kind of stack up on your Blight stacks again to proc them, because so much of that is innate to the AP scaling on the Blight.
Yeah.
But Shifters feeling confident on this bottom side. Shale pushing in mid, so G2 trying to see by pushing out mid lane if they can answer for the bot push.
Shifters very comfortable now in this game. Again, 2 Drakes to 2 means they're fine to give that up if they want to just keep this Baron pressure forward. Sheo shepherding in a mid wave. We're fully set up for the one, and Broken Blade, I think, trying to bait Shifters.
G2 wird es trotzdem gewinnen. Also jetzt ist halt, sehr winnable für Shifters, würde ich jetzt einfach mal behaupten. Und die Sache ist, warum kann denn jetzt mein On-Hit Varus eigentlich nicht auto-attacken? Ich dachte, der skillt im Midgame. Naja, vielleicht kommt es ja noch. Seine Uptime. Oh, okay, warte mal, es gibt ein Grabs-Interview beim... Okay, warte, danke, das schauen wir uns gleich an in der Pause, Grabs-Interview dann. Riftmaker Varus, I mean, das hinterfrage ich jetzt gar nicht erst, warum er nicht zum Beispiel Terminus geht, aber, I mean...
Look, Rob, it could have been so much worse for G2. That's kind of the good news. The only reason they're not even further behind, the only reason this Red Bull Baron power play isn't bigger is because Shifters didn't have any of their waves.
So, den Timestamp raus, danke, ganz liebe.
Tier 2 falling.
The Shifters are trying to see if they can establish that on the top side now. Spotted out by Capsa and Skewmond. Lebrov does have to be careful because there isn't a huge amount of pressure. The 5 members of G2 now trying to group up towards this top half of the map. Look for Shifters as they try and establish themselves on the top side.
Das ist Ironie mit dem Varus, ja. Deswegen war mein Take, dass hier Lethality Varus einfach besser ist. Mein zum Jin-Bild. Ah, honestly, ich meine, okay. Was ist für mich das Wichtige bei Jin? Auf 3 muss entweder ein LDA oder eine AI gekauft sein. Davor, was sie davor kaufen, keine Ahnung, Bruder. Weiß ich nicht. Ey, die sollen wirklich gambern. Ich fand zum Beispiel das Upset-Bild heute, fand ich ganz akzeptabel, weil kein Tank. Kein Tank, dementsprechend Double Pank oder Double Lethality kaufen, finde ich okay. Hat mich dann das RFC auf 3 gestört. Ja. Ist Upset AI Flirt gegangen? Ich glaube nicht. Ich glaube, er ist RFC gegangen. RFC, LDR, AI, glaube ich. Also den Bild fand ich sogar, den Bild fand ich in dem Game zum Beispiel fein. Weil keine Armor-Stacker, keine Frontline, nichts, ne? Also fand ich valid. Sehr harter Spike auf 2 Items mit Double Lethality.
Yeah, see, this is where I'm surprised, because for Shifters in my head, Baron is going to be up in 2 minutes time. If you end up splitting the map and you keep the side that has Baron... Für mich ist einfach das größte Mysterium auf AD Carries gerade Mortal Reminder. Ich schwöre, das ergibt keinen Sinn. Joppa in diesem Caitlyn-Game. Wisst ihr, was der für Bomben gedrückt hätte im Vergleich zu Mortal Reminder mit LDA? Das ist krank. Das ist für mich ein Rätsel. Ich check's nicht. Es geht nicht in meinen Kopf rein. Vor allem, weil ich ja Mickey gefragt habe, ob der auch Mortal Reminder brainwashed ist. Er meinte, nein. Aber sie kauft das halt trotzdem. Wie hoch ist Olaf Winner in der LEC?
G2, though, a team that you can never afford to underestimate. If you turn the nameplates off, sometimes it makes sense. The nameplates on.
4-3, 57%. Fühlt sich schwer, ne? Also gefühlt Broski muss.
That's kind of the play you want. That should net them that top side turret. The Shifter can move over and 2 members low on G2. And now establish.
Warte, wie ist die Labor? Was hab ich verpasst mit der Olaf? Ich habe die Winrate. Hast du gerade nicht gesehen? Nee, ich hab die Winrate nachgeschaut. Was hab ich verpasst? Schlaganfall oder was?
Even some Jin deadly flourishes before they can get towards Baron.
Yeah.
And you're in a great spot as Shifters.
Completely agree. Calling out, of course, the Zanyas is there for Han Sama. Did with the Seekers earlier, opted for the full.
Du hast gar nichts verpasst? 206 Startinterview. Danke dir. Nur Liebe. So, wie lösen wir denn das Teamfight-Problem? Ich sehe... Boah, okay. Die Frage ist Bibi stark genug, damit er mit einem Flank-TP potenziell Teamfight gewinnen kann? Weil ich glaube nämlich, LDR plus diese Items bei Nuke und bei Rooster sind mir schon sehr suspekt. Also in dem Bereich, in dem ich glaube, dass Bibi one-shot werden könnte. Außerdem, wenn ihr Seekers nicht benutzt habt, geisteskrank der Sonjas zu upgraden. Wisst ihr, für was ihr Sonjas upgradet? Mit Seekers und mit Large Shot? Ich glaube, du bekommst 30 Armor oder sowas. Gestört. Und da nicht dann für ein anderes Item zu gehen. Und dann auf dem Seekers zu bleiben.
honestly, from G2, landing a little bit more.
Keep in mind, Shifters losing a ton of money just from being here. Now
Die haben so viel Respekt. Warum hat Shifters so viel Respekt? Klickt's da nicht, dass die halt unendlich stärker sind? Unendlich stärker sein sollten?
1,000 gold or so across top lane and bot lane gonna get deleted here. Shifters.
Ja, ich hab wirklich das Gefühl, die geben rein aus Respekt vor Nameplates gefühlt schon. Ja, also es fühlt sich wirklich so nach Nameplate-Respekt an.
And Shifters are going to struggle.
I mean, I will say though, Rooster did just take about 600, 700 HP with a single shock blast combo onto Lebrov. So even though G2 are favored in the setup,
Ich hab's ATP noch theoretisch.
playing the map perfectly, they might be able to bully their way into this one. Eyes on Han.
Position ist so scheiße für G2 jetzt.
Curtain call coming out, looking to zone the rest of the team away. Lebrov
Ekelhafter Engage.
but won't find much of anything. 2K objective getting lower, but Broken Blade the one to take.
Horrible fight für G2.
For a bit of redemption, but now he's locked in the pit. Bring Sheo back in the
Oh.
team. Instant knockback.
LOL!
Pull back right over. Broken Blade finally able to grab a kill as G2 get the Drake and get out.
Broken Blade flashing over the wall.
Das ist natürlich sehr unfortunate. Also, to be fair, das ist sehr, sehr, sehr unfortunate für Sheo. Das ist sehr, 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 sehr unfortunate für Sheo. Aber ich habe wirklich das Gefühl, dass die geben dem viel zu viel Space, viel zu viel Respekt.
Doesn't actually get much done here. He has to back away because he's low health. And Shifters are already in position. A good flash away from Nuke denies the follow-up. But this is where it gets dicey. Broken Blade managing to finish it off with Skewmond as the kick comes in from Sheo. But we're back on.
Oh, wirklich? Mit Nash? Hunting Nash?
G2 now rushing the Baron, trying to force a fight. 17 seconds on Sheo. No, they have the advantage here in this one. 5v4.
Sheo tot.
In the midst of the pit, the Baron will fall in favor of G2, no doubt. Can Shifters keep the fight going? Broken Blade, the only person they've been able to catch out, and he's CC immune now. Good body block on the deadly floor.
Kein Flash, keine Ulti bei Leona. How can win?
With this Baron, it's a travesty.
Rooster muss schon fast drauf flashen, oder? Hallo? Ist Rooster nicht komplett da hinten?
Don't forget, Hansama can just go golden in the blink of an eye, but he doesn't need to. Getting chipped away with the arcane laser will finally do so. Now there's no follow-up. Nuke can just land the E, but he doesn't think to do it. Lebrov will go down, but his team managing to walk away with the Baron.
Paduk killed by Caps in the side lane with that shockwave as well. Shifters chasing only results in more gold for G2, and now the TP in. Do they want to try and find more?
He's just fishing. He's trying to stop the recalls or just get a push in mid.
Nächstes Jahr Head Coach Danusch bei Shifters. Weil die pissen nämlich Geld. Vielleicht, glaube ich. Das wäre was.
Just get the hell out. Broken Blade pops the ultimate to make sure that he can try and escape. But his Shifters are coming in.
Mal schauen, wann die Verträge auslaufen bei dem Rotzverein. Alles Ende 26.
Has to step away. Shifters now on the flank with Paduk. He's in a terrible spot. As there we go, the pick.
Broken Blade now starting to take
Ja, hatte ich legit vorzufragen, Pancake.
too long. Finally, the kick will come in, but he'll take out one in the meantime. He shut him down. Broken Blade had a shutdown.
Okay. Hang on a second.
Okay, well, Caps, we got some. All right. Riot Games 2-1. We're going to forget about that. Okay, bounty system. How do you work? Tell us your secrets, secret keeper.
It's the mysteries of the universe.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Drop. This is drop. I don't know.
Yeah. How does Hansama not have a bounty?
He does. He does now. Just now.
Oh, come on.
Undermining your point completely. I will say that if G2 win this game, we'll look back at it and say, nothing to see here, folks. Continued G2 dominance. But Shifters have done some good stuff. It's just clear when the game gets weird, when the path forward isn't textbook or, you know, conventional or easily replicable, they get a little dizzy, and G2 thrive in that. And now you've got double magic ults with death caps backing them up that does, like, I don't know, 1,000,000%.
But this is kind of coming back to the point you were making earlier about, like, keeping things simple. If you want to play a composition like this, like,
Ja, Olaf hat 3 Items jetzt.
getting to the objective first and having to play around, like, poking and falling back and trying to find your ways to play around things, G2 just try to all in and find a quick pick with a Varasult or a Lebrov engage and blow you up, right? Like, the ease of execution is much more on G2's side. I mean, kind of highlighted throughout this, the mistakes Shifters have had in, like, punishing through their advantages, and now Sten caught.
Hat Skewmond da ein Autotech gemacht? Nee, na? Der konnte einfach, weil er Mercs hat.
call comes in, some good poke damage, but we're 57 seconds away from Seoul for either side, and it's G2 who have all this pressure on the map.
Yeah, they have a lot of pressure on top side, but they did just burn a bunch of ultimates. So Shifter is basically beelining towards this bottom side in the hopes of establishing themselves in River first. Look for that poke. They do need to get some vision in towards this bottom side jungle. Pink Ward is available for Shale, which I imagine he's going to throw down pretty quickly.
Danya's up and Secrets is up also, importantly, but Caps has no flash. 7 seconds on the Shockwave. We'll have it up for the fight, crucially.
Flashes galore on Shifter's carries though, which makes this fight a little bit more difficult for LeBron to set up. But Shifters, this is where you want to be. Look for the poke.
Crash down onto Sheo. Good things to get off. Sheo now in trouble. Needs to go back to his team. Has to
that's fucked.
escape. That's the disaster. Now he's instantaneously knocked into the wall. LeBron running forward. Broken Blade untouched. Hans Sama coming in with big damage from the back line. Landing the ability left and right. Olaf revenge story. It's beautiful to watch. He'll die in the end. Even as Victor's ulti becomes massive. But it's a 2-for-2 rub.
And junglers down on both sides. Who's feeling confident? Who wants to coin flip it? Shifters making sure that...
ja.
They're just going to force G2 back.
The Vamp boots are strong.
Yeah. Riftmaker too? Some healing.
Caps continuing to poke. Oh. And the thing is, okay, I will say this. This is one of the things about watching games from a reserve perspective that I think messes with people's heads. That's a terrifying moment for G2.
Oh, yeah.
We know no one is there, but this is their horror movie moment. They're convinced someone is going to be waiting. And in this case, they'd be right, because now Rooster is here. They managed to take the spell shield away. A little bit of a chunk onto Hans Sama, who has that ulti back up and available.
Yeah, the fact that you have both of those key ultimates.
Da ist Thumbs up und Sonja bei Hans.
Can find engage, but curtain called.
Curtain call. LeBron kind of needs to body block this for Hans Sama. Hans now
LeBron muss es auf jeden Fall. Was? Was? Was?
Should be theirs to pick up. Might come down to the 50-50. 5K as they pull
Wie bitte?
out. Caps now looking to get involved. Skewmond needs to get in the pit. 4K getting lower. Who's going to get it? The kickback is good.
Super gemacht.
It's good. It's not enough.
Also, horrible von G2, aber...
It was very back and forth, but it's panic. That is the detriment of G2 on that one. Body blocking for Hans Sama was a little loose. He panics, flashes out of the pit, and it's Shifters who get the soul. We'll see it here as G2 try to finish it off, knowing that the Lee Sin is going to be back on the map that little bit quicker.
Ultra weird oder nicht? Ich habe auch das Gefühl, so ein bisschen... Also, okay, obviously, das von Bibi war halt... Also, da nochmal dieses extra Step zu deep zu gehen, war komplett Trolli.
And what have we said the entire game? We said Shifters have been the ones that look nervous. Shifters have been the ones that look scared and like they're forced to make plays here. But Rooster...
Aber...
absolutely mogged them. I cannot...
allgemein ein bisschen...
right now. Yes! Yes!
Good upside, good.
Deserved. This man just walked back and forth for like 2 minutes. Dodged Navarre's ult, dodged LeBron's ult. They were so nervous.
Okay.
They knew they had to force.
And now you've got this fed Jace with the...
Ja, die gehen ein bisschen zu deep, habe ich das Gefühl.
Keep from a million miles away, try and set up for some of these plays. LeBron...
Das ist... Also, naja,
BB's going.
wow.
Going all in, but Duck in trouble. BB still CC immune.
Olaf ist...
Also
Olaf ist ein Champion auf jeden Fall. Also das kann man mal so stehen lassen, ja. Aber seht ihr, wieder zu... Fühlt sich irgendwie einfach nach zu viel... Ja, ist Game Lost. Wow. Fühlt sich einfach zu viel an, oder nicht? Es fühlt sich einfach immer, als ob die viel zu viel wollen.
Forget the scoreline or the importance in the standings. Penta kill. Say it to yourself, Shifters.
I mean, I think Shifters want the end. There's a massive wave on that inhibitor that's just been taken to the bottom side.
Aber es war am Morgen, oh my days. Er muss TPen. Oder?
Bottom wave is big. I don't think he can kill fast.
Er muss TPen, oder nicht? Ja.
12 seconds on the
Oh, ist er tot?
He's gonna TP back to his own.
Er hat Flash. Oh, stark. Er hat Flash,
Goes golden, comes out, has to flash away. Shockwave! Claps Rooster! Shut down! One man versus the world. Shifters! I think it was the Penta.
The TP in behind. They're so
Shifters!
low. Broken Blade!
You were
He's
winning!
out for revenge!
You were taking everything! Broken Blade! The revenge tour continues. Stend interrupted. Stend about to fall. Vengeance!
Ich hab,
Rooster, what the hell is happening?
Ich hab ein kleines Gift für euch, okay?
This Olaf that he so thoroughly bullied.
Wollt ihr wissen, was Cass mit denen macht?
He's jacked. He's sexy. He's successful. This is the nerd that you picked on. And he's stalling the death from Stand, which is
Das hat er gerade mit denen gemacht.
now, but it's a good tactic.
Genau das hat er gerade mit denen gemacht.
And G2 will get the Baron.
Aber was der mit denen da gerade gemacht hat, Junge, 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 Junge.
Can't get anything done.
Holy fuck.
To run for his life. He knows the Baron is gone, but is his life out of the equation? Too Root is there. Shale, run.
Deathsense killt ihn. Unglaublich.
Blackfire Torch lighting the way forward for G2. But now it's a funeral pyre, it feels like, for Shifters. The Baron is there. Rooster's trying to clear out the waves. Victor is resetting, but the march is going.
What is this game? What is this game? G2 caught in the clutch. I'm not sure if it was the jaws of victory or defeat and who was snatching what, but G2 are winning now, and I guess that's all that matters. Shifters. Curtain call, really good start. Caps eating one, definitely not what they wanted. Solar Flare connecting onto
Oh, Skewmond ist tot, oder?
But the full shot doesn't hit. Where's the third? Okay, G2 gonna manage to escape. We go again. We go again. 2 minutes. Elder, be there.
The run down mid lane for Shifters, though, they just want to see if they can try and put some pressure onto the G2 base.
Crit Bloom for Hansama. All right. Full committal.
Yeah. Look, if we can't play mages in the bottom lane, what if we make AD carries mages?
Okay.
And then you get the 7th item spike anyway with Rabadons. Thoughts?
Okay, fair enough. I like that. You're cooking. Make the balance team's job harder. I like this. I do really like Terminus now. It's got 0.1% AP scaling, and Nashor's has 0.15, so it's actually pretty close, and it gives you Magic Pen. Of course, you do need to auto a ton.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the struggle, but given that you already have 2 attack speed items, I'm just saying instead of Crit Bloom.
Gotcha.
I'm a skeptic on the.
I think these fights have been very close though, so the healing's nice, but you got 2 Crit Blooms, so
ability haste, also nice.
Yeah, but also the healing doesn't stack as well. You get reduced effectiveness across Crit Bloom, I'm pretty sure, so.
Some math enthusiasts
Wirklich?
tell us.
Warte mal, wusste ich actually nicht, warte.
Sure
Crit Bloom, ich schau nach.
Pen items.
Nee, ist nicht reduziert, ist nur bei Redemption.
There are 3 options.
Olaf escorting the wave in the bottom side though. Now has to be responded to as Victor gonna reset.
And honestly, look at him. 5-5-3.
You'd never know.
1,000 gold down.
You'd never know.
You never know who's going to grow up and be hot. You just careful who you talk crap to in early game, friends. You never know. That Master Yi, that Olaf you bullied, he might be clapping you later in the game. Broken Blade. Level 20. Is in trouble now, though. Wow, generational caster curse. He's running for his life.
No. See, now he's moved beyond the bullet.
Aber kein TP jetzt.
Walks away from us. He says, "No, this isn't for me."
He's above it.
Whereas his super successful kids push down mid lane.
Yeah.
And are now gonna make it very painful for the rest of you.
That's very true. Okay, well, turns out Magic Jam champions, especially with blue.
Die werden komplett gemockt auf der Map. Oh my days, bro.
So, G2.
Oh Lord have mercy, es ist eine Mockery.
Close, and yet G2 are playing like they're 10 million gold in the lead. Shifters are a little bit dizzy. If they burn too many resources on Broken Blade, it's all 7K. They do not have a jungler in the area.
Oh, es ist wirklich eine Mockery in Lifetime.
From getting involved now, G2 have everything they want. You have a Hextech Soul. We have an Elder Drake. Okay.
Still gonna chase some hands up.
Ich glaube, sie sollten nicht rein, oder?
Big ultimate.
AP Varus, full build, ultimate and blight stack procs. How much damage are we talking here? I think instantaneous penta.
I'm hoping so.
Shifters do have to group up on top of each other for no reason.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be nice if they did.
Shockwave plus.
They could just be home.
Naja, die Waves sind gut. Also Top Lane Wave, Mitte Wave.
If they land it, they are notably splitting up. Oh, never mind.
Was?
Fish in a barrel. Random ulti on a Broken Blade. Probably not what they needed.
Skewmond wird gleich einflashen mit Orianna Ulti, oder nicht?
All 3 inhibitors will be taken out. They need to weather the storm. 1 minute and 40 seconds. The power of the Elder will fade away.
Double super creeps though across all waves makes this so much more difficult. Shifters trying to step up though.
Know that they're not too far down quite yet. Luckily for them, the buffs aren't synced, so Baron will be up as Elder fades away, which means G2 might get first setup, but if Shifters are able to reclaim just a little bit of vision.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm G2 though, if I want to let it go that far. maybe reset, try and push in on this.
Nur noch 800 Gold geht auf Toplane außerdem. Verrückt.
Yeah, I think like the only, if you end up going towards the Baron, maybe there's enough poke and you being grouped up that like Rooster gets a ton of value, the Victor ultimate gets value. I think if G2 are basically resetting to push out waves and then force shifters to face check their jungle, that's where they can try and find these vision traps, and maybe that's the best way to play it out.
Definitely a good call out. See if they can set up some of those traps themselves. Of course, there are just infinite supers pushing in.
Yeah.
So hard for shifters to not reveal all 5 members of their team at all times.
Interessante Frage, wie will G2 angehen? Ne? Wollen sie hard engage, also wollen sie full send?
More time in this game. The shifters, as the waves are a little bit desynced, that one at least. Now
Jay bei Paddock fertig.
wave and mid-wave crash at the same
Direkt 2-0.
Yeah, this is gonna be big. This is probably where G2
Boah, das war eine horrible Leon-Ulti.
to land their poke. Curtain call burned, only connecting onto Skewmond.
Okay, es ist eine Live-Mockery.
A nice sidestep. Man dissonance. Lebrov locked up for a moment. Looks for the re-engage onto Paddock, but won't find much. That's already going to be 1 kill picked up. But again, the Nexus is exposed, and that's all that matters. Broken Blade
Ja, GG.
gonna finish the job.
Zu schlecht.
And what a comeback story.
To be honest, zu schlecht.
G2.
Also da gibt's für mich nicht viel zu sagen. Die sind zu schlecht. So, jetzt hören wir das Grabs Interview an, nicht Caps. Zu schlecht. Oh, Moment.
Yeah, Broken Blade, not even close.
Yeah, not even close. Clashed it out. Caps did a holy poggers moment. Very funny. Very funny game. Not for me to play, but my team had my back this game. It was a very cool game to see. Very cool finish.
Is it nice that even with an ego check for you versus that Jace, you can still win the game? Because listen, my analysts were saying, don't worry, Broken Blade is very good from playing from behind in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I did come back in farm, so I was happy about this. Something to celebrate. Thank you very much.
No problem, but it's not over yet. I'll let you go to your team. A lot to celebrate, but that Jace spin was pretty good.
3 Leute, die für den Finish gehen und Sheo geht für ein verdammtes Golem-Camp, Alter. Das ist so wie Obsidian in NNO-Games, Mann. Ich sag, wir finishen und er geht für irgendein Camp, damit er 20 CS über Enemy Jungle drüber ist.
Man darf ja wohl nichts machen mehr, oder was?
Freunde. Wir machen den hier.
Nichts darf man mehr heutzutage. Alles nimmt einem weg.
Headset.
Meister.
Not necessarily grabs, but in theory, a coach, I think it could be quite good.
Schön, nichts darf man mehr.
No, I mean, jokes aside,
So, du müsstest K-Set 3 haben, oder? Hallo, kannst du was hören? Das ist fantastisch. So, wir gehen in die Cam, wir zoomen ein bisschen out und auf einmal sind wir zu dritt da. Wir machen das hier mal raus. Erster herzlichen Glückwunsch, 2-0, erster Win der Season.
Er ist so ein Spirit Animal. Er ist so ein Spirit Animal. Checkt ihr das eigentlich? Das ist krank. Der ist einfach grundnegativ. Und ich finde das gut. Das ist ein Spirit Animal. Wirklich. Ich kann mit dem arbeiten.
Was sind so deine Gedanken nach der Series erstmal?
yay.
Scheiße.
Man nimmt es mit, ne? Also nicht alles so perfekt.
Ja.
Game 1 war ziemlich gut, glaube ich. Vor allem, weil wir das Problem hatten immer, unsere Game 1 sind so ängstlich normalerweise. Also wir gehen auf die Stage und sind ein bisschen kalt, fühlt sich an. Und heute auch vom Lost Bar sehr aggressiv gewesen. Nicht jeder Engage war gut, aber dass wir die Idee hatten, engagen zu wollen, war schon mal sehr geil. Game 2, Early Game war ein bisschen weird. Unser Jungler war ein bisschen out of sync, glaube ich, aber wie gesagt, man nimmt es mit. SK ist nicht schlecht.
Bachbudan ja. Retten.
Deswegen auch gegen ein Team, das man nicht unbedingt schlagen muss. Auch in unserer Form. Und deswegen, das hilft auch einfach, dass Leute sehen, okay, wir können wirklich gewinnen. Ich meine, du warst ja auch Spieler, du kennst es ja, nach einer Lost Streak. Hast du bei jedem Push gerade auch das Gefühl so, oh shit, was wir wieder Frauen, ne? Was wir wieder Fehler machen. Wenn du nicht mal gewinnst, dann hast du das Selbstvertrauen und dann...
Ich habe das Gefühl, mit jedem Caster, den ich caste, wenn er Fnatic...
Ich verstehe null, es ist legit auf Max, Guys. Es ist legit auf Max. Warte. Ich mach Chrome ein bisschen lauter, ich mach's danach wieder leiser. Moment.
Castet wird der sauer. Warum ist das so?
Also, ich will kurz, weil du ja gerade von mir sprichst.
Also nicht nur, auch Obsess, auch Tolki, die werden irgendwie immer sauer.
Also ich bin sauer geworden.
Warte, warum?
Was wir wieder Frauen, ne? Was wir wieder Fehler machen. Wenn du nicht mal gewinnst, dann hast du das
Grabs redet einfach, also er redet by the way einfach sehr leise, Grabs.
Vertrauen und dann...
Ich habe das Gefühl, mit jedem Caster, den ich caste, wenn er Fnatic castet, wird der sauer. Warum ist das so?
Also, ich will kurz, weil du ja gerade von mir sprichst.
Also nicht nur, auch Obsessed, auch Turkey, die werden irgendwie immer sauer.
Also ich bin sauer geworden, also erstmal, ihr hattet halt, sorry, das ist jetzt für dich sehr gut, aber ihr hattet insane Drafts. Ich fand in Game 1 und dann sehe ich halt Rezok, der auf einmal so, nein, ihr kriegt nicht mehr aus dem Nash und dann geht er noch rein. Ja. Und dann verliert er verliert auch seinen GA und ist komplett useless und ist dann auch immer so diese komplett weirden Fights, also einfach so diese Position, man hat eigentlich so von der Comp her, wenn man den ersten Target, die hattet eigentlich so einen straightforward Draft, finde ich, die Gegner nicht so. Und dann ist man aber trotzdem so auf mehreren Ebenen und ich so, Rezok, komm einfach zu Lost Bar, geht auf denselben Target und es ist immer so, also als Coach würde ich dahinter sitzen, so. Und dann,
das ist ungefähr live.
Weißt du, 13 keine.
Ja, tatsächlich. Nur ich bin es gewohnt, aber es ist so einfach, wir wollen es so schön machen und ich glaube auch, dass, was viele dann vielleicht nicht mögen, ist so die Ansätze so, oh, das ergibt Sinn, oh, das ist gut, oh mein Gott, sind die boosted. Das ist so diese
ich bin wirklich, das letzte Game, das gerade, habe ich gesagt, okay, keiner hat MVP verdient, das ist jetzt vielleicht ein bisschen hart, aber der größte MVP geht an dem Draft, weil egal wie viel Gold sie behind soll, das Game wäre immer noch ein Free-Win, weil der Olaf immer noch reinkommt und alle killt.
Gut, und bei Kate 4-1 war ich so ein bisschen so, oh.
Als sie die Super Mini-Waves gefarmt hat, ne? Und immer stärker geworden ist. Das
also,
check ich.
Das Ding ist halt, Olaf ist das skalierter quasi ein Schaden-Gegner, ne? Je weniger Schaden die haben, desto mehr skalierter. Kate, Victor, 4 Items machen schon viel Schaden. Also da war ich ein bisschen, okay. Das Ding ist auch, Panton, je weiter wir in die Base kommen, ist er mehr und mehr useless. Vor allem Bart, Kate.
Weil der dann nicht mehr so overloaden kann, meinst du?
Genau. Wir dachten, okay, am Ende war die Idee, weißt du.
Seit wann ist Overloaden auf einmal das Buzzword des Jahres? Jeder Cast, der currently Overloading. Es ist by the way ein Gank, einfach. Actually, der currently Mega Overloading on Sideline. Buzzword muss sofort verschwinden.
Was? Razak macht einen Suicide-Bomber. Flieg einfach rein, wir wissen, du stirbst. Aber Hauptsache, dass Silas und Olaf rankommen. Hat dann noch so geklappt. Aber
ich würde gerne einen Input von dir kriegen. Ich fand generell über die Series, was ich so gespottet habe, ist eure Strategie war halt Wonder. Und die ganze Zeit diese Dives drauf zu kriegen. Im zweiten Game war das ehrlich gesagt nicht so, weil für mich auch Olaf erstmal ein bisschen Zeit braucht, um ins Game zu kommen. Ja. Aber dann auch wieder Vladi, der TP't und die ganze Zeit wirklich im First Game in Wonder. Ist das gerade so diese Schwachstelle, die du bei SK siehst? Oder was war euer Plan vielleicht?
Nee, ich glaube, es war nicht wirklich, wir gehen auf Wunder, sondern einfach, wir machen Tempo-Plays. Wenn Vladi gerade eine Cellen rauspusht und Tempo hat, dann können wir es aggressiv nutzen. Game 1, klar, war der Wunder solo killt. Game 2 haben wir eine Karma. Game 2 war eben das Ding, dieser Overforce Punt und Bot, ne? Und es ist so viel Tempo aus dem Game raus, wo wir eigentlich um die ganze Zeit spielen wollen. Aber nee, es war kein Target-Wonder-Approach. Es war mehr einfach wirklich, wir wollen Makro spielen. Wir wollen gucken, wer Tempo hat, kann overloaden. Sehr simpel, daran haben wir gearbeitet und hat sich ein bisschen gezeigt. Aber auch, ich glaube, man hat gesehen, ein paar der SK-Spieler sind unerfahren und waren ein bisschen lost teilweise, hat uns mehr Zeit gegeben. Morgen gegen G2 wird es sehr schwer auf jeden Fall.
Wie war das jetzt für dich, wenn du gegen Mickey und Wonder spielst? Ich meine, 2019 haben wir alle noch so, ne? Das wird halt immer und immer wieder drauf referiert, aber es war halt auch eine sehr prägende Zeit. Ist das dann nochmal ein anderes Ding? Oder das gegen Mickey und Wonder zu spielen, weil du actually noch von damals so Pattern kennst? Oder ist es zu weit her schon?
Man kennt ein paar Tendenzen schon noch, auf jeden Fall, die auch angesprochen haben. Wonder zum Beispiel ein Spieler, der eher einen 2-gegen-1 Dive nimmt und versucht zu outplayen. Andere Top-Laner würden weggehen und sagen, ich bin safe. Er geht Outplay. Mickey, der blufft immer sehr, sehr gerne. Also sehr
der geht einfach Engages, tut so, als wenn er 3 Leute im Rücken hat, aber ist alleine.
Im zweiten Game auch wieder mit Bart, wo er erstmal gestorben ist. Das ist halt wirklich Spielweise, dieses ich bin stärker, als ich eigentlich bin. Deswegen, das ist schon eine Sache. Und klar, auch die Freude ist ein bisschen kürzer, weil ich freue mich über uns, aber gleichzeitig sind meine Kameraden halt von früher, dass man die jetzt im Moment nicht verlieren sehen. Haben auch eine schwere Phase jetzt. Die guten Teams müssen noch spielen. Ich glaube, die müssen noch KC, MKOI und G2 noch alle spielen.
Ja.
Deswegen fühlt sich das ein bisschen schlechter an. Aber
ich würde auch gern, jetzt wo wir gerade drüber reden, deinen Input vielleicht dazu kriegen. So, Perks ist ja gerade wieder gekommen.
Ja.
Und du hast ja sehr lange mit Perks gearbeitet. Was würdest du sagen?
Ich werde keine Frage zu Perks stellen. Keine Sorge. Aber es interessiert mich tatsächlich nicht genug. Keine Sorge, gibt keine Perks vorher nach dem Interview.
Also ich hatte eben angesprochen, muss jetzt stimmen oder nicht, dass Perks halt mehr so Leader-Roll schon früh übernommen hatte. Ja. Und vielleicht du jetzt als Coach mehr so zurückhaltender warst, aber mehr so reguliert. Also Perks reguliert hast. Ja. Und wie ist das jetzt? Wie würdest du sein Coaching?
Sein Coaching weiß ich nicht, weil wir darüber nicht gesprochen haben bislang. Luca ist das beste Pull-Off, was du haben kannst. Also wenn es gut läuft, schiebt er wirklich alle extrem nach vorne. Er hat fairerweise jetzt 5 Jahre lang hatten wir keinen Kontakt, also Kontakt schon, aber nicht jetzt im sportlichen Sinne. Ich hoffe, dass er sich als Person entwickelt hat, dass er auch mediaten kann ein bisschen, weil das mir vorher gefehlt. Also er ist sehr, sehr direkt und sehr, sehr intensiv. Das kann als Coach gut laufen, solange du gewinnst. Ne? Solange du Spieler halt konfrontierst, geht das gut, dann du gewinnst. Wenn nicht, dann kann es schwierig werden. Er hat aber mit seinem Support-Staff da hinter sich, ich habe da keine Sorge darüber, dass er irgendwie Fehler machen wird. Ich finde gut, dass er coacht. Träume da sehr viel zu und freue mich auf morgen dann gegen draften zu
Stimmt, ein Interview nach der Series.
Das wird so hilarious, by the way, wenn ich euch dann sehen werde. Aber Grabs ist einfach Coach des Coaches quasi. Also du warst ja, sein Coach. Ist quasi Papa gegen Sohn, wenn man so möchte. Ist vielleicht ein bisschen übertrieben, aber wird hilarious. Also da
Interessiert dich nicht, wie der Coach, muss ich das verstehen? Naja, also, ich meine, da wurde jetzt schon 400 Fragen drüber gestellt.
freue ich mich schon sehr drauf. Hast du schon so
Nur danke für den Rate.
Ausblick? Weil, ich meine, G2 geht ja on paper erstmal als Favorit rein, right?
Ja, absolut. Wir haben gesehen, seit den Perkstars ist der Early Game ein bisschen weniger strukturiert, ein bisschen wilder. Was uns ganz gut tut, weil wir im Early Game ab und zu mal ein bisschen Startschwierigkeiten haben. Und klar, das größte Problem mit G2 ist einfach das Side-Laning. Ne? Broken Bed und Caps sind beide extrem intelligent, was das angeht. Und da haben wir teilweise noch Schwierigkeiten, das Tempo mitzunehmen quasi. Wenn wir das morgen gut machen, dann wird es Drachen-Teamfights geben und dann ist Execution wichtig. Wenn wir das morgen nicht gut machen, dann werden sie es überfahren durch Makro. Wichtig einfach, dass wir dieses gute Gefühl.
Ich habe manchmal auch fürs Hunger. Was kann ich mir denn schnelles zu essen machen? Ja, du kannst tatsächlich versuchen, Prepper Meal, die XL-Portion zu bestellen. Wenn du eine Tiefkühltruhe hast. Sehr broken. XL-Portion bestellen.
Sind die Teams danach wichtiger, ne?
Sind alle sehr, sehr lecker.
Weil die dann direkt die Konkurrenz wirklich sind, ne? Check.
Also hast du jetzt theoretisch, du hast ja nach diesem Win jetzt so einen kleinen Boost-Up. Ich würde auch sagen, so von den
Reich ist billiger als bestellen. Viel billiger als bestellen, im
Effekt. Sich ordentlich gefühlt. Ja. Aber wenn du jetzt in dieses Game so objektiv gehst, würdest du sagen, dass wo eure Stärke, ich würde jetzt von Außenperspektive sagen, Broken Blade ist extrem schlau, sehr schlau auf der Map, aber die Laning Phase würde ich vielleicht sogar sagen, könnte so ein Soboro schon gewinnen und mithalten. Ja. Seht ihr da so schon so Stärken, die ihr vielleicht habt?
Ja, ich glaube einfach, dass auch Hans Zimmer wird oft allein gelassen, damit eben Lavrov viel Zeit hat, um miteinander zu spielen. Wir sind ein Team, ist kein Geheimnis, das gerne am Bot darum spielt. Das, was für ein Upset, ein gutes Matchup hat, 1 gegen 1 oder eben mit dem Enchana Support, dass wir darüber Vorteile erzielen können. Soboro, du sagtest auch, ein Counterpick kann auf jeden Fall lane. Oder auch mal einen Vorteil erzielen. Und dann, wie gesagt, geht es halt darum, dass wir die Map für G2 klein genug halten, dass sie eben nicht dieses Sidelaning spielen kann. Ne? Und wenn wir da genug Druck haben, auf der Midlane zum Beispiel, oder in Jungle Camps reingehen und sie eben nicht rauspushen dürfen, dann haben wir gute Chancen. Ist aber einfacher gesagt als getan.
Checke. Hast du noch Zeit für 2 Fragen? Klar. Oder?
Klar.
Cayman hatte was erzählt. Ich weiß nicht, ob das nur ein Joke war, aber Soboro, wo kriegt ihr den her? Es gab irgend so ein AI-Gerücht.
Das gab auf Twitter.
Ist das kompletter Troll oder gibt es da irgendwas?
Nein, unser Owner Sam Matthews hat einen Tweet gemacht, dass wir einen AI-Coach haben. War jetzt nicht die beste Art und Weise, das zu beschreiben.
Okay.
Es ist letztendlich einfach nur der normale Analysten-Bot, den wir haben, wo man sich halt Daten rausholen kann und ich kann dann quasi die AI sagen, programmiere mir bitte die Abfrage.
Also du kannst die Metriken bestimmen und der Algorithmus gibt dir dann...
ist eine Datenbank, da brauchst du SQL oder bestimmte Abfragen und ich habe dafür eine AI, ich muss also nicht selbst programmieren.
Okay.
Und ich glaube, das war von ihm ein bisschen mehr Tongue in cheek gemeint, als es dann rüberkam. War ein bisschen doof, vor allem, weil ich immer diskutiere, dass wir wenig Support bekommen.
Ja.
Kann man darüber streiten, ob das so gut war, aber nee, Soboro war normales Scouting. Von kam bei G, hat er gespielt. In der Ascension Group heißt es, glaube ich, die beste Gruppe.
Ja, Ascent.
Ja, in der Saison ist es immer schwer, den Superstar zu finden. Das ist auch kein Geheimnis, aber wir dachten, sein Profil okay, er will Carry spielen, er will aggressiv spielen. Hat uns so ein bisschen gefehlt. Und auch mit dem Pyros, ne? Also menschlich gesehen und als Athlet, wie er den Job macht, sehr, sehr gut. Aber man hat gesehen, die Top-Laner hat da ein bisschen was gefehlt, einfach an Gegenwehr. Und dann haben wir gehofft, okay, mit Soboro haben wir zumindest halt eine Situation, wo wir auch Top-Laner mal gewinnen können und rumspielen können. Und das war das Scouting. Und klar, hat andere Fehler in seinem Spiel, die wir versuchen zu verbessern. Aber das ist einfach nur normales Scouting gewesen.
Okay, das ist aber schon mal gut. Das heißt, wir können den Myth debunken. Das ist eure neue Super AI, den
Koreaner. Also es war auch wahrscheinlich, also es war auch auf Twitter sehr gut.
Ich weiß, Social Media macht dann ja auch gerne nochmal ein bisschen mehr aus Sachen, die es eigentlich sind. Und wenn es dann vielleicht nicht optimal formuliert war, dann passiert das manchmal.
Was mich noch interessieren würde, da haben wir uns ja auch ein bisschen kennengelernt haben bei so Talent und Europa, wie es das gerade so aufgestellt ist. Man merkt halt aber, dass viel mehr auch ausländisch importiert werden und auch sogar Amerika. Also früher war es ja so, dass Amerika ja von Uhren nimmt. Ja. Jetzt wie so ein Yukino oder viel mehr nehmen. Ja. Gerade so ein Empyros oder Oscarinrin, die kamen von der EMR Masters. Man dachte, die wären eigentlich richtig ready, aber wenn sie dann nach oben kommen, ist es dann trotzdem schwierig. Und mir fällt das irgendwie auf, dass sehr viele Leute in EMR Masters irgendwie diesen Sprung nicht schaffen, weil da noch ein viel höheres Level
Oder
ist.
die schaffen den Sprung, aber nur für einen Split, right?
Genau,
und dann droppen die
direkt
wieder runter.
realisiert wird, nee, das passt nicht. Also wie wäre da so dein Read vom Level?
Es ist einfach, da fehlt der Unterbau. Wir haben jetzt inzwischen mit G2 zum Beispiel auch wieder, die wir G2 Nord haben, also Teams wieder anfangen, mit Academies zu arbeiten. Das wird auf jeden Fall helfen. Ich glaube auch die Förderung ist aber nicht da. Ne? Und auch viele, jetzt die LFL zum Beispiel, ist die einzige ERL mit relativ viel Geld. Relativ ist eine ERL immer noch. Und die kaufen sich dann die ganzen etablierten ERL-Spieler ein. Und dann fehlt es eben an Know-how und Scouting von den Teams aus Spanien und Deutschland auch, um dann eben Jungs zu holen, die vielleicht 18 sind oder vielleicht noch unerfahren sind und die dann aufzubauen. Ne? Und das ist auch klar auch ein Risiko. So viel Geld gibt es nicht. Das heißt, willst du als Org sagen, wir holen hier Timmy, der 18 ist, den keiner kennt, und versuchen ihn aufzubauen, oder holen wir jemanden, den wir besser kennen und dann vielleicht unser Spot halten können.
Timmy und Tommy.
Und da fehlt eben diese Balance zwischen Talentförderung und einem System zu haben, wo sie auch wirklich spielen können, das fehlt in Europa. Und da brauchst du halt Superstars. Also zwischen Nako wussten alle, dass er mechanisch extrem gut ist. Er war Solo-Queue schon am Durchrasieren, da war klar, auch sein erstes Vitality war auch nicht einfach. Er hat auch extrem viel geintet, weil die wussten, okay, wir haben jetzt Zeit, ihm das aufzubauen. Ne? Haben auch nicht alle Teams. Deswegen da einfach halt mehr Jugendförderung fehlt. eSports Player Foundation, Shoutout, macht das ganz gut in Deutschland. Oder versucht zumindest. Und ich glaube, das ist auch das Problem. Weil auch die Schwelle zwischen Makro und ERL und dann, was in der LEC gebraucht wird, ist halt riesig.
Heißt quasi, actually habe ich meinen Gedanken vergessen, aber du meinst, dass es einfach so ein strukturelles Ding ist, so ein Nachwuchsding, und LFL ist so ein bisschen das Einzige, was da competen kann, und vielleicht ist es dann auch deswegen...
Aber die wollen ja nicht competen, weil sie das Geld haben und danach gewinnen wollen. Ne?
Ja.
Das ist halt eben, die könnten das aufbauen, wollen aber dann wirklich halt immer Masters gewinnen, verstehe ich auch. Aber dann hast du halt dann die Teams in Spanien und Deutschland, die finanziell schlechter aufgestellt sind, aber auch dann diese Balance halt nicht finden zwischen, okay, wie holen wir jetzt die Jugendlichen aus unserem Land auch wirklich rein.
Das heißt, selbst bei jemandem wie Nako, wo alle waren so, yo, der ist komplett insane, braucht es dann trotzdem auch nochmal ein Jahr, was dann das Investment krass macht. Okay.
Aber ich glaube halt auch viele Spieler, ich weiß nicht, was dein Read darauf ist, da wird sehr schnell das Vertrauen, finde ich, verloren. Also ich glaube, viele Talente merken zwar auch, ja, okay, ist vielleicht zu viel, aber wie du schon sagst, Nako hat ja auch erstmal, also Vitality hat ja auch erstmal Probleme gehabt, und da muss trotzdem erstmal der Trust reingepackt werden, und dann auf einmal wirkt ein Nako ausgewechselt, aber das Talent war ja schon vorher da, oder?
Ja, aber auch Nako zum Beispiel war ja schon ein Jahr vor an deren Academy-Team. Er war ein Jahr Vitality Academy-Team, dann ein Jahr Vitality Main-Team, wo es halt okay lief, wo er mechanisch gezeigt hat, dass er gut ist, aber halt Makro nicht gemacht hat, und jetzt sein drittes Jahr quasi in der Org, wo er wirklich durchstarten kann. Und zum Beispiel, ich habe kein Academy-Team. Ne? Ich mag Empiros. Ich finde, er hätte die Chance auch verdient, weiterzumachen, aber irgendwo müssen wir unsere Jobs auch securen und müssen der Org auch zeigen, wir wollen zu Worlds gehen.
Genau.
Da gibt es Menschen, deren Job abhängig davon. Nicht nur wir, sondern auch die Social-Media-Leute, die ganzen Leute im Hintergrund. Ne? Fnatic muss...
Und das came in short, ja.
Und die haben die Zeit einfach nicht. Und klar, ich sage meiner Org auch immer, ich will kein Academy-Team haben. Also ist es einfach so. Aber klar, finanzielle Sachen immer irgendwie eine Ausrede oder irgendein Punkt, wo ich nicht drin stecke im Businessbereich.
Am Ende muss alles bezahlt werden, immer noch.
Absolut.
G2 Draft startet. Musst du dir den jetzt angucken? Du spielst ja morgen gegen die. Da musst du vermutlich jetzt ganz genau hingucken, oder?
Ja, ich schaue sie mir in Ruhe an. Ich kenne Luca kennt mich.
Yeah, I mean, the Vayne basically opens up a huge amount on that top side. I think that they're going to try and hold on to be like, hey, Broken Blade, maybe we just go Kled, because Renekton, even a Scion, these kind of things, all G2 can work with on the Kled. We'll have to see if that is going to be the
Ich finde, also, ich glaube, geldtechnisch, ich habe keine Ahnung, wie LFL on average ist. Aber rein vom Level her, Top 2, du hast halt Solari und Gallions, die sind relativ clear, und danach ist auch so, also, ich glaube, ERL-Level ist einfach niedrig. Also, Makro ja. Makro ja, aber denke, da willst du schon ein bisschen auf 2, also, ich bin mir relativ sicher, dass außerhalb von Solari Gallions nicht so viel bezahlt wird. Und selbst Solari Gallions ist jetzt auch kein Vermögen, right? Aber das hat er auch gesagt. Ja. Ja, not sure. Ich hasse Junara Lulen zu Luschen Medium. Ich sag das jedes einzelne Mal jetzt. KCB wird auch nicht zahlen. Ich weiß nicht, wie viel Kohle die haben. Not sure.
I mean, still a flex, right? That could go up to.
Woran liegt das so Kader wie 1 oder Big sind ja basically alles das so Low-Level? Ich meine, guck dir die Spiele an. Das ist einfach 0 Disziplin, 0 irgendwas. Also, schau dir, also ich flame die ja immer, aber ich flame die ja aus dem Grund, weil das einfach so sloppy ist, was ich meine. Die spielen einfach so 0 Disziplin, weißt du? So, das ist einfach alle satt. Gefühlt alle satt. So bei Big, die sind alle satt, 100%. Alle allesamt sind die satt. Keiner will noch irgendwas. Ist einfach nur da. Meine Preisgeld ist auch egal, ja, aber ich sage immer, so leichtes Geld wie mit League of Legends spielen wirst du nie wieder verdienen. Deswegen, da satt zu sein, wenn du EAL spielst, ist für mich absolut crazy. Das ist für mich, also ist für mich unerklärlich. Mindestens diesen an Engel, aber eine Menge harte actually.
Just gonna say, hey, look, get push, try and play for team fight engages. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, the only problem is Lulu.
Gewinnst du mehr, cool, aber Yusuf auf gar keinen Fall. Glaubst du, bestimmte Member vom Big Team würden nicht instant wieder LEC kommen, würden die wie Menschen performen bei mehr Masters? Dein Ziel sollte ja nicht sein, weiter in EAL zu spielen. Du sollst ja performen, damit du eben nicht mehr EAL spielst. Ja, finde ich, die haben guten Access. Also gegen das hier ist natürlich geil, gegen das hier ist geil, aber dann, wenn die mal hart committen ist, ja. Fragile als Silber ist ja, aber das ist einfach alle satt. Ich sag's dir, das ist einfach so.
That are excellent at disrupting exactly what shifters want to do. So execution is the name of the game, and also
genau, danke für den 9.
surviving the laning phase. Because I think if there's anything we
holt Big insgesamt mehr oder weniger als 12 Runden mehr, oder nicht? Die Games, die ich von Spirit bisher gesehen habe, haben die echt sehr gestruggelt.
Okay.
Someone else's shot, I guess.
How many push-ups are you gonna do if you're wrong?
Not a lot.
Seems to be the theme of the day.
I am old and out of.
Das sieht eher jetzt aber nicht so aus, als würden sie unbedingt wollen. Die sind alle satt, habe ich doch gesagt. Allesamt.
If no one dies in the first 10 minutes, Finn and Jack will do 10 push-ups. First 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. For every minute it takes to get first blood, Finn and Jack will do a push-up.
Satt bedeutet, dass sie halt nicht wollen. Ich bin hungrig. Beispiel. Ich bin sehr hungrig. EAL Spieler alle satt.
Okay. Everyone coming down here. Broken Blade got to be spotted.
5v5 level 1 fist fight. Jack and Finn would really love.
Hat jemand LEC Tryouts? Nope.
I mean, 15 seconds I have to do at least one. So.
Of course, you can see again here in the sexy T1 box. Draw is open now. Go Rich. Merch, Riot Games, or the Play Riftbound site.
Das kommt vom Timing her, glaube ich, nicht hin, oder?
Direct you to the Play Riftbound site as both junglers starting in the same quadrant.
Was ist ihre Motivation? Was packt man das an? Keine Ahnung, die haben, das ist einfach, weiß ich nicht. Muss von Person zu Person. Viele ist halt so, ja, die haben es halt die ganze Zeit gemacht, deswegen machen sie es weiter, weißt du? Ich glaube, viele checken auch nicht, wie disgusting Arbeitsleben ist, wenn du, also im Vergleich zu normal, zu E-Sport Geld verdienen, weißt du? Ich glaube, die checken es halt nicht. Oh. So. Hat Shido gewonnen? Ja.
Sheo and Skewmond ended up in a bit of a smite fight for that red buff, but Sheo did end up winning in the end. So we'll just end up backing away, but with Skewmond there, not going to be any activity.
Gibt genug EAL-Spieler, die retired sind und dann wieder zurückkommen, weil, I mean, ey, Überraschung, es ist nicht geil, um 6 Uhr morgens aufzustehen zum Arbeiten. Oder noch früher.
Xin just has a lot easier time getting active in the early stages compared to Vi. Vi has a few flash, but oftentimes we just.
Aber woran es jetzt bei Einzelpersonen liegt, kann ich euch natürlich nicht sagen.
To lose. Fair enough. Hard to argue with that one.
Das heißt von Xargok? Manchmal sehr braindead. Ich glaube, also bei Xargok stört mich am meisten, wie er teamfightet. Wo sind jetzt Crypto Bros? Schaut er dann, wie ist der Jungler von LeBron?
In mid and top though, which makes it very difficult for Skewmond to make up for the red buff steal. So he's just going to be down a camp, which at least then sets up Shale for like the Scuttle Crab, level 6 hits, try and take those kind of fights. And I'm curious.
Bei Xargok regelmäßig fällt mir auf, also ich weiß, das ist auch ein spannender Problem an sich, dass sie einfach zu dumm sind zum Teamfighten geführt, das ganze Team.
Go for it. Caps has somehow escaped. The wall is there.
Ach du Scheiße, wie ist er nicht tot? Oh. Oh mein Gott, er ist nicht in der Range.
2 push-ups for Finn and Jack? That was crazy. Nuke, well played. Well played.
Dass das nicht in Turret Range war, ist verrückt.
Well played.
I'm shocked he wasn't in terror range.
Yeah. Can we get a replay of that? I understand it was really simple and straightforward, but I think we would love to see that one more time, if possible. Homies. And
I mean, it was a good wall from Nuke, right?
Yeah.
Denies Caps the getaway. And then, yeah,
there seems to be some sort of primordial law that one of G2's lanes has to feed.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, the pro view.
I like this. And then wall keeps him there.
And he just barely gets out of the range.
Yeah.
It's because the egg hitbox is so little.
It's just a little guy.
If it was a bigger egg, he'd be in trouble. Poddock's in trouble. Fire back at Hans.
Ich hasse Yunara Lul und Tolush Milio. Dass du diesen Trade gefistet wirst, ist so aussagekräftig.
Wasn't enough. He so badly wants this kill. He has flash.
Yeah,
no, don't do it.
Der Bot-Trade mit Vi.
Just too much. Like, Sten has the Cozy Campfire backup, I'm pretty sure, at this stage, and the double shield. So it'd be a death sentence.
Keep on the way down.
Okay, aber okay, brauchst du, okay.
You don't want to do it.
War ich speziell oder wäre auch ein Javan okay? In deiner Opinion?
Okay, well. Welcome back to another edition of...
Okay, also dann war ich spezifisch wegen Lockdown später einfach. Okay.
Okay,
gotcha.
Now, I, for one, would love to see a Shifters win, but there's a part of me that remains skeptical. That said, they're winning every lane right now. So this is even more dominant, although less overall dominant in one single lane.
Wir hatten heute Morgen die Yunara mit Buffs, aber das war sogar noch auf dem alten Patch. Ich glaube, es ist einfach super abhängig davon, ob der Gegner Combat High Range ist. Right? In dem Fall hier kannst du safe Call Yunara mit Runans gehen.
Looking towards this like 5:30-ish moment where we're fighting over Scuttle Crabs is an opportunity for Skewmond to try and still contest.
Ich glaube nicht, dass gesamte Top-Matchup generell gewinnt.
I still think Shifters have the advantage though if it is on top side.
I mean, Skewmond is definitely racing towards.
Hört sich für mich eher nach Outplay für Nah, sonst immer Entschuldigung, Outplay für Cassandra, sonst immer Winning für Nah.
Spear just working through. Best to clear those waves as Poddock can send, try to get some pressure down. Sheen by definitely a big spike in damage, but no real defensive stats there. Is Polymorph devastating for Poddock. Poddock completely caught out.
Dieser Typ ist so ein insaner Griefer.
That's just going to be the flash.
Here comes Intel though.
Sten keeping the aggression onto Lebrov. Lebrov 1-2 looking for 3 on the autos. Doesn't quite have the movement speed when it's become lightning. The audacious charge ready to go. Hansama still marked. It's kind of a bit awkward for Shifters. Lebrov turning back. G2 really just playing on the edge here. Sten going in. Wants the Ultra make a fire kick, but Hansama wants a kill. Forces yet another flash.
Aha.
G2's bot lane holding their own.
Und weißt du, was das Problem ist? Ich würde sagen, das ist nicht mal unbedingt Sheos Fehler jetzt hier alles. Aber die letzten, sag mal, 3 Minuten hat es sehr nach, okay, er läuft hier hin, um die Lane zu fixen, er läuft hier hin, um die Lane zu fixen, er läuft dahin, um die Lane zu fixen. Und jetzt schaut mal CS an im Jungle. Ist schon tough. 4 Camps down.
Good trade back from Nuke, forcing a disengage just as quickly from Caps, and still only level 5 for Skewmond, so can't really follow up there.
So 4 Camps down at this stage of the game ist halt schon ein absoluter Toughie.
Scuttle Crab on that bottom side, but with the Tunneler now picked up and Shale matching, I'm curious if you actually do have G2 able to contest on this push for the Scuttle Crab.
They're a little bit late. Shale will be able to grab it, although Smite is available for Skewmond if he wants to go for the 50-50. Send is in the area.
Yeah, it's upgraded Smite for Skewmond as well. Shale doesn't have it, so Shale has to back away.
Oh, good cover on the second crab. Good call out as well, Rob. Q3 does connect on the Rooster, but now Broken Blade is the one who's in trouble. Rooster continues to walk forward. Broken Blade now going all out, has access to all that fame. Backstep from Rooster, but still didn't have the Gnar ultimate from the previous play. So gets Broken Blade's ulti basically for free.
Yeah, Rooster winning out topside, but bot lane with no vision for Poduk. He can't approach the tower. He knows Vi hit level 6, and his jungler is only now entering into this bottom side, so might be able to save the blue, but a lot lost for Poduk on this play.
And it really feels like Shifter's going for that Scuttlecraft. He's leveraging Sten to try to get there, and losing it out is just pretty devastating. Ballbreaker is there to escape.
Skewmond stole it. Upgraded Smite again.
They lost Brew, they lost Scuttlecraft. They're behind on XP, and Poddock just lost at least a wave in bottom lane, all because of that single play. Caps does connect the charm. Still feeling relatively comfortable here. So while they do have the Anivia winning out and mid lane, top lane winning out as well, that was a pretty massive fumble from the side of Shifters, really overcommitting resources to protect Nuke / contest the Scuttle Crab.
Huge sequence from G2 though, and great call, right? Knowing they had the upgraded smite, basic count in the Cheo, couldn't get it on that timer. Going for the invade off of bot push, which they managed to steal. And now look at where Skewmond's comps are. They only just respawn on top side, so he is a straight shot straight up towards the top half of the map. Sure, you will lose out in the Void Grubs. We'll be back on the map then to match Sheo as he re-enters with a pretty decent gold lead off of the camps that you're going to pick. Or were they diving bot? Maybe they just thought bot.
They might just dive bot. Level 6 there for Hansama. Product does not have his.
Oh, LeBron hit level 6 as well off that wave.
Q getting ready. Polymorph stop. Nice Ultra Mega Fire Kick. Immediate response, though, is the cease and desist.
Emilio Healing ist so krass. Ja, okay.
Hansama goes down as well.
Verrückt.
Oh no, it's an absolute
Alles klar.
disaster. Shifters completely dunk on G2.
Okay. Also, oh.
Ton of work, but Caps gets the charm.
Charm just gonna look to run down Sheo. Nice flash away, tries to get tricky, but G2 immediately respond. They had vision to show where he was
Well,
going. They do not hesitate.
I mean, 3 Game Series wäre sehr gut schedule-wise.
But a massive overestimate of their play on G2 side in the bottom lane. Kill galore going across the Shifters, and it had gone so well. There was like a 300 gold lead for Hansama in that bot lane off of the initial sequence of play, but going for that dive, it was just so messy. Shout out to Stent, great kick.
Geiler Cancel, wow, ja, du hast recht.
You get the cease and desist follow-up, but Lebrov dies to the tower tanking before he can get the ultimate off, before they can really get the follow-up. So it's 2 for... yes, exactly, Ramon. It's 2 for 1, but more's happening.
Product waiting in the brush, doesn't know they have vision there, though. G2 trying to play it cool. Product now in trouble. Ulti out.
Sein Main-Move ist gefehlt, oder der
Be
Cancel?
able to walk away, but this bot lane matchup is still neck and neck.
Oh,
They have to be careful about how strong Hansama is in those extended fights.
So as the Transcendence there, you could see it was popped, so he was trying to see if he could fish for a little more. But the trade will end. Very potent stuff from G2 as they try to fight back, but Shifter is doing a great job of holding on. Nuke also playing exceptionally well in this Anivia. Good cover on the dive bot and winning out against Caps in the mid lane.
Yeah, so difficult for Caps to approach in a lot of those trades. Anivia just one-shots the wave. Caps has to be willing to commit more as Rooster just continues to hold on to about a 400 gold lead. We'll see if he can get more here on the plates. His Broken Blade is very, very low. Both sides have access to their ultimates. Ulti back in the wall. Wallop pop through. Broken Blade still lives. Pullback is there. Flash out from Rooster, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end.
Hey, Broken Blade still loses the wave, so Rooster may be calling worth on that one, even if he did flash and didn't quite get away. Still, this is fisticuffs everywhere. People are just brawling right, left, and center. It's still a very close game.
That it is. Hansama waiting if he can step up, but 4 members of Shifters are on the bottom side. Flash in from Nuke, wall as well. Stun not going to connect. Lebrov getting cold down. The aggressive flash Anivia gank was not on my bingo card, but there it is.
Yeah, but the eggs on Lebrov's
Sie hat gerade nur gefragt, ob da Schreie aus dem Kofferraum kommen sollen oder ob das bisschen komisch ist. Aber ist ja gar kein Problem mehr. Musste sein.
Great orchestration of mid lane pressure in the side lane from
Kein Thema.
Love to see that snowballing one winning matchup into another.
Slowdown, Dankeschön für den 26.
Individual advantage. Rowan now picked up for Nuke as he speeds.
Tatari, Grüße.
Has the boots of swiftness, does not want to get slowed down by
Zeugen bricht gleich Grillen ab. Naja, wie soll er den grillen, wenn er im Kofferraum ist, mein Freund?
Skewmond does at least finish the Sundered Sky, but I
6-0 big.
Sheo's too far behind. Nope.
Aha.
Skewmond isn't Caps. He's just kind of hovering off of mid wave, threatening that maybe he moves top, but there is vision there, so Caps just kind of waiting until Nuke fully tries to clear the wave to step up. Has Skewmond waiting in the wings, and with 45 seconds until Dragon, I think this is where G2 would like to try and put some pressure on the map. Maybe look for a pick off of Caps and Skewmond. Topside could be the answer, but it's very difficult. Like, Rooster has full control in this matchup.
Es ist so verrückt, dass sie nur 7 Gold sind, oder? Okay, jetzt 1,1.
There's actually a Sheen involved to get that extra damage down. Broken Blade at the least is getting much, much tankier, and for, well, 3 out of the 4.
Oh, weil Hansi noch keine Quest fertig hat. Okay, Quest versus noch Quest auf Bot.
Armor is going to do a lot of work.
Cap still desperate needs a reset though, so I don't know if G2 can really fight for this. Like, he's only just got boots to a completed row on the opposite side. Sure, he's got some bits and bobs there, but I don't know if he can really fight here.
Not quite sure either.
Yeah, especially no push on bot lane.
Shifters didn't get the first Drake, did get the first 3 grubs.
Was wir haben Herald, lol.
The second if they so choose, but really doing their due diligence here. Want to make sure they can get that bot push one more time before they go for it. Mid push also in their favor. Caps using this time to reset. Nuke, with an even wave state, is now moving down to the bottom side to try to support this Drake. So it seems like G2 are pretty ready to concede this. And might be willing to go for the 50-50. Caps, no TP, but can just sprint over. Ooh, Skewmond on the blast cone.
Spielen die auf dem aktuellen Patch? Ja, spielen sie. Könnte auf jeden Fall ein Runa-Scam werden, ja.
What's the call here, lads?
Okay, all right.
Definitely gave it enough wiggle room for Skewmond to potentially steal it, but he didn't go for it, so it's okay. But nicely set up on the map by Shifters, right? I think.
Ja, wir schauen Richtung Mitte September, glaube ich. Pi mal Daumen. Anfang Oktober, glaube ich. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wann es ist. Schauen wir ein Turnier, CS-Turnier. Ich habe gerade eine Discord-Nachricht bekommen. Average Down Game mit einem Screenshot von den Scores. Spielt mit 4 Dachdeckern.
Another good start for Shifters.
Und dann immer das Doppeldach. Immer das Doppeldach nach dem jeweiligen Satz. So geil. Frickson, danke für den Raid. Grüße.
The next big fight, the next big arena is on the top side of the map. Both sides recently.
Haben wir gewonnen? Ja, haben wir 2-0 gewonnen. Ja.
Who has the top push?
He still has his Inzel who wants to try and clear out his camp still as he comes back out into the map. Skewmond kind of already has his done, so can kind of just go into Crab.
Stalle da, ja. Wahrscheinlich.
So not gonna be too much pressure.
War das zweite sauber? Boah, ich würde schon sagen, auch wenn es am Ende hin war es ein bisschen funky, aber ich würde schon sagen, das ist nicht der AD-Carry von Spanner. Ja.
You do have Caps with TP, he held on to that. Now with the full malignance as well, should be able to contest significantly more, especially if BB can get a decent trade here.
So we're trying to get some good damage down. Be careful not to step too far forward when Q3 is on the table. But both sides just trading blows, picking away at each other. Product still on the back foot in mid lane, crucially, is giving G2 a little bit more access, but they have to be careful not to...
Sie haben doch immer, du, die Shifter sind hier nicht schlecht im Game, zumindest. Game of Execution, ich glaube, die Execution ist natürlich leichter für G2, aber wegen Tools, die sie haben. Ja.
Sheo was going to get spotted every time he steps out, and now finds Vi.
Giving a Sheo nice chunk from Skewmond. Paddock trying to follow up elsewhere.
Ich würde sagen, auf 2 Items knallt Paddock nochmal extra, richtig extra rein. Ich würde niemals CS casten. Never. Achso, oder Liga übertragen. Ja, wenn so viel ACB anstehen würde, ja.
Good side steps on the Q. Q flash coming in for Broken Blade to try to connect. Skewmond now looking to follow up with a cease and desist. They've isolated Stand and taken him out of the equation. Paddock trying to free fire from the back line, but doesn't quite have the damage to get through. And it's Hans.
Das ist sehr gut von Hans. Also das ist sehr nice von Hans, die Aggression von Hans. GG.
The triple, the Unara is
nice one.
Line. Nuke trying to hold the line. A good sidestep, needs to get away, but he's been polymorphed. Charm
schönes Game.
Down. They're having an omelet in the mid lane. Hansama on a rampage, the unofficial Quadra.
G2 step up and absolutely blow Shifters out of the water. Beautiful stuff on the play.
Schön.
It's off the back of Hansama, knowing exactly how aggressive he can go.
Paddock oder Hachani, das war der Support bei Vitality, right? Oder? Ich kann mir nicht, das war das der, warte, wie hieß der? Warte, war der in dem Big Jizz Roster? Ich weiß gar nicht mehr. So lange her.
Happy about that one, safe to say. It felt...
Wait, Quadra kill.
Das war 2015, war das Carbo-Shard? Carbo-Shard Big Jizz?
Is that what's on the card?
Schon, oder?
I will just say, there was a 2-minute period of this game where Shifters were winning in every single lane.
Yeah.
And I want to give credit to Skewmond especially.
Ne, es war der Nuke Duck. Ah, hier auf der Duck. Big Jizz Jizuke, ja.
Big time.
And since then,
Also nachschauen. Hachani. Lol, was zur Hölle.
He did also send it underneath the tower.
Der ist jetzt Coach bei. Warte mal, stimmt, der ist jetzt Coach bei DK. What the fuck?
Still, I do agree. I think that sequence of play was crucial for Sama getting some much needed gold and buying that lead over Paduk. And now he's just in such a good
Cabo Shot, DJ Oko, Nuke Duck, GBM, Steelback. Alter. Alter, was ein Roster.
Rip through people at this Dragon Fight.
Yeah. And this is not a
Was ein Roster.
carry game. This is a guy who's flashing.
Hachani's Ecke gerade Champion. Den dort.
As well, just to make sure he can go toe to toe with that Lucian.
Gorilla war vor allem für seinen Gehaltscheck war das verrückt, ja.
Excellent Varus game as well in game 1. Hard for him to push that gold lead forward on the AP Varus, but Yunara does not have that same problem. Sheo might be in trouble, but should be fine. G2 don't want to overcommit to the tower.
Skewmond going to just about be able to walk out away from that wall. But still, again, you can see just how much vision control there is for G2. The pink ward's coverage, exceptional. And Shifters, thankfully, have that Scuttle Crab, because otherwise this river will be very dark. Yunara spot on mid-wave, though, giving Shifters confidence to step in.
Brav has flash. Shifters decide they want to turn on caps instead.
Thought we were about to see an engaged Lulu there. The Brav is stepping forward confidently.
Brav is still eating auto attacks from the Drake, but Hansama is here now, so he should be fine.
Fiend aus sind bei Yunara.
And the 1v1 top lane is still slightly going in the favor of Rooster, who's got pressure in his favor, but has just turned Mega, so G2 don't really have any concerns. They're going to pick up their second Drake of the game. Shifter spent a lot of time posturing, but ultimately opting not to do anything here. Makes things a bit more difficult, but the good news is Rooster is able to grab that top lane tier 1.
At least that was the fallback plan for Shifters there. Poke their head in to see what they could do once Hansama wasn't on, or was visible on mid-wave, but didn't want to pull the trigger onto LeBron, especially when Skewmond was kind of waiting around somewhere. Had the Scuttle, or sorry, the Rift Herald as well, which could be used to help people escape. So go back off, trade for tower, for caps on the bottom side. So very much this game's still in G2's hands, especially with the two dragons. But I think once this Infinity Edge gets finished for Hansama, Shifters are really going to struggle to play any of these fights.
Definitely true. Second item for Paddock just feels a little bit behind the clock. The dream of sliding and gliding for the Lucian feels like it hinges on the team being ahead, but Hansama, when he's got that ulti pop at the very least, I think that he will mind going for that particular 1v1. And a weird day of League of Legends. Dagda, a very odd day. But now it feels like we're back on track for expectations of this series. Now we need to see if any AD carry will die for no reason on mid-wave. We've been missing those today. I think we need one. We're due for one. Doesn't matter who it is. One AD carry has to die for no reason on a mid-wave.
If it is Hansama, though, that may actually just give Shifters that moment to bring the game back.
Very true.
Ich glaube, Nasus Top ist super niche.
I will say, though, I don't
Frage ist immer, guck mal, bei solchen Champions, gibt's Nasus-Spots, Safe-Call, gibt's dann eben Leute, die Zeit reinstecken in Scrims und so weiter, um dann diesen Niche-Pick zu pullen? Ja, ein paar. Bibi zum Beispiel.
I think he's been doing a good job, you know?
Yeah, I don't feel like he's gotten caught out. I mean, there probably is a moment, because he's still an AD carry. But I can't think of it off the top of my head. And no IE, we're going for Hex Optics. So wanting to really just accepting that in an extended fight, that extra range is going to be more important. And fair enough. I don't know if we have to see.
Ja, ich weiß, dass ich bin mit Verrücktus. Ich weiß, dass ich bin mit Verrücktus, ja.
He's so far ahead. Honestly,
he can build anything he wants.
Yeah. He could build a Rabadon that I think he's still fine.
Let's check. There's some AP ratios. I always forget Yunara's ability, so I have this up next to me. That's right. The Q active.
Yeah.
The magic damage there.
Wir gewinnt die Yunara, die haben eine gute Aggression gespielt.
I'm not telling you it's good.
Und super hard Abuse vor 2 Item Lucian.
You could do it. As Nuke doing what he can to hold the tower.
Aktiv den Fight geforst.
Super. Instantly clear the wave and stop really any potential dive without the support of the Herald. But G2 brought their friend, Herald.
That's nice.
Very nice. Quick chargey. Oh, never mind! Nerd!
So G2 brought their friend to the party, and Nuke opened the door and said, they're not allowed, and then just closed the door in their face.
He's the bouncer of the top lane tower. Rooster trying to bounce on top of Hansama, but he's been exhausted right for his biggest part of the damage combo. Flash over the wall from Broken Blade, looking to finish it as Hansama just continues to free fire. Now unstoppable. Shifters held the line in the top lane. Could not do so in the bottom side.
Yeah, I don't think Rooster was ready for that. Like, I've been pushed out bot wave. He was like, I will now return safely to my own jungle so nothing can happen, and got ganked by an AD carry. It was
Taps.
a lot of damage.
That's a TP for Broken Blade.
Yeah.
Trying to cover in case Nuke went all in.
Baron was up as well, so I think they were a little nervous that maybe a pick into Baron could be an angle for them. But with Rooster dead, it was always going to be a bit.
Yep. TP shield going to fade away. Stun connects on the Broken.
Ist Exhaust stärker im Barrier als mit Barrier im 1-1? Ja.
Deleted. So despite a 4K gold lead, there's enough wave clear tools that
Definitiv,
we're not
ja.
going to see a, you know, a quick one.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah. Settle in. Put the feet up.
Good call. Good call. Relax.
Yeah. Make yourself a cuppa. Although it is like 36 degrees today in Berlin, so
Maybe don't.
maybe
make
like
an iced cup.
an iced, I don't know, beverage of some description.
And I will say the fan signs have been especially thirsty today. I saw someone with a sign that's like 36 degrees out and BB is still hotter. Like, what are we doing, guys?
God damn.
Like, I agree, but what are we doing? Oh, anyway,
Das ist ein crazy Fan sein.
And God bless League of Legends professionals. Anytime we try to take it too off topic, they just start dying for no reason. And G2 are going to march
Das ist ein
down
crazy Fan sein.
and take this tower completely
Wir gehen mal davon aus, dass es ein 2-0 ist. Dementsprechend muss ich kurz die Zoom-Meeting schon
I'd
aufmachen.
still argue more value for G2.
Nice. The math checks out.
Do you remember when games used to be so slow, we had people cheering for wards?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
That
was
is
an incredible
happened
time.
this year. This still happens. Don't be baited.
I remember it being consistent in like every game.
Yeah, but also attention spans have gotten shorter, mine included. So what constitutes a long game when I started this job in like 2016?
Yeah.
60 minutes.
Mit Skewmond? Ja, mit Skewmond.
Yeah. Now
Anything
it's-
before that, fine. Normal
Yeah, now
game.
it's like 35 plus.
Yeah,
You're
it's like
what am I
35 plus.
doing?
You're like, oh my gosh, please. So we're on track for a normal pace of game currently. We'll see if we get an old school long game. I can't imagine we will because Yunara already has 3 items, but
And third dragon available for G2 here, so
yeah.
I don't know if Shifters are really in position to contest it. It's kind of
Aber dass die Interviews über Zoom sind, sehr weird.
like I think they want to kill Paduk. I think that's the goal here.
There is a ward on that mid wave, and that is an 80 carry, which means he will inevitably walk up. Oh! Top lane battle. Charm connects. Rooster loses half his HP for nothing. Not ideal. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Nuke, empowered by the cozy campfire, rains down ice on
Oh,
Broken
look at
Blade,
those auto attacks.
which feels pretty nice in the heat, I would imagine.
Mal nicht abgelehnt? Nope.
To get half of Broken Blades also.
Sie kann mich nicht länger
So
zurückhalten.
Mountain going to be picked up uncontested. Mountain Soul for the Cassante team does seem pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't done the math.
Ja, ist cool, dass sie ja nicht hinbekommen haben. Viel zu spät, meiner Meinung nach. Aber ey,
Cap's gonna walk up
wie du meinst, man soll sich nicht beschweren. Man soll sich nicht immer beschweren.
on the tower. Continue to win out on short trades versus Rooster.
Yeah, they could just be push mid, establish vision top, wiggle around a little bit, see if you can entice Shifters into their own jungle. Or TP on Nuke, who's going to TP away.
TP for TP, Q flash!
Oh my god.
Oh. You always remember the day you
Yeah.
almost caught.
Kennst du Skewmond?
Sorry, I thought that
Sporadisch.
was you doing your princess voice.
Weißt du, was du für eine Eco-Caster bist? Mach keinen Unterschied, Guys.
Princess. No, bro, no. That's only for GB. That, and I do think that Ike will never come back from doing the weird princess voice. There's no recovery from that.
It was when it stuck. That was the funniest moment for me when you couldn't get out of it.
Well, that happens on occasion. That's why you gotta be careful with accents. You get stuck in it. Like a method actor, but exclusively for accents that are deep cringe.
Ja, ich glaube, Camille-Buffs plus Hell of Blades wahrscheinlich.
Yes, yeah.
Hätte ich jetzt gesagt, als ausschlaggebend.
Everyone named Daniel, actually. It all just comes together. Oh!
Wahrscheinlich Hell of Blades extra True Damage. Also erstmal True Damage on top of that.
Trying to move in.
Plus die Deck Speed hoch auf 120%.
Baron and the extra wall means a decent angle. Interrupt on Paddock, good though. Cap's trying to take things into his own hand. Charmlands into Paddock.
Bisschen zu deep, oder? Okay, mal das nicht.
Down goes the 80 carry. Nuke off to the side, but he's not hitting the key targets. Skewmond able to retreat. Eyes on Nuke. Locks him up. Broken Blade also running, but in the extended fight, Nuke doing so much work. The wall zoning off Hansama completely. Broken Blade going all out. Shifters trading 1-for-1. 80 carry for jungler, but I don't think they're too perturbed.
Nicht so leicht für GG zu spielen, oder?
Managing to trade 1-for-1 from that position they're going to be happy with. And as you say, Hansamo unable to really fight these Nuke's walls. have been instrumental, maybe fishing for one more here, as Shifters feeling confident to step up and get some damage on the tower.
And Nuke looking good. This is a team with a 4K deficit, but turns out walling Hansama out of a fight, pretty excellent.
Quick Gedanken für Atten. Dankeschön.
Yeah, it turns it into a 1K deficit fairly quickly, which is nice for them. Still, I think like G2 basically thinking they're a little bit further ahead than they actually were. Especially Caps, this was kind of crazy. Tried to
wollte Fiesta sein, Loki.
Rooster there, able to help out for a little bit, but Baduk still gets caught out. And then it's, as you say, Nuke coming in here, that wall makes it very difficult for Hansama to really play up into this fight. Already was struggling.
Ja, Nivea macht das Leben auf jeden Fall schwer. So wie immer.
As well, so no real way to enable Hansama. I think a slap on the wrist there for G2. We have to see if they can fix it for the next few.
Post slap on the wrist, Hansama did pick up an Infinity Edge, so things aren't too bad. The duck just bullying Lebrov with the power of the Culling, trying to take control of the mid wave. Skewmond waiting over the wall. Will be spotted by Sheo. Wall is down. Hansama feeling good, maybe a little bit too good. Forced to dash, yeah, dash back and used ulti. Shifters just need to back up. They're fine. Take that cooldown. Mark of Ruin not going to connect. Another wall. Caps going over the wall. The charm doesn't hit. Nice flash back from Baduk. Good damage on the Broken Blade, but he's still so tanky. Chunks onto G2. Rooster on the flank. Very slow to stack this rage. Has to be careful not to overextend. Mininar very squishy. Another great wall from Nuke. This man cannot miss.
G2 kind of just playing to see if they can burn some of their spells though. Nothing really on the map. Not the end of the world if Hansama ends up burning the ultimate. We'll be back up for a dragon in minutes time. And Shifters hold their own. They don't end up burning particularly much apart from Paduk's flash in that play. So we'll have to see if he can survive now that that is down.
Mid lane tier 1 going to fall. Help shift the gold closer in Shifter's favor. Rocket belt into the wall.
Nivea. Macht so Arbeit, Mann.
All right, guys.
That's much
I don't
nicer
care who you like on the Rift. Put some respect on Nuke's name this game, at the very least.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to win, but this has been a nasty, nasty Nivea performance as Skewmond is trying to solo kill
That's ambitious.
the Baron.
I mean, kann ihn preppen.
Winning, but surely this is... No, he's not.
I don't remember this from Arcane.
No.
Did this happen?
Do they just get this?
Wow.
Surely they don't
They
just get
can't
this.
keep getting away with it! Okay, no one starts...
Schade ist cool, aber Soul Game?
That would be unethical.
We're giving Soul?
I think what they're
They
doing
just
is
got Baron.
unethical.
Are you kidding me? G2 Esports.
I mean, great sneak. Immediately moving up towards this tier 2 tower as well. Want to try and get as much value from it. And they know that it's going to be a little bit slow in the reset here for Shifters.
Also wenn du hier einen 3K Goldie, 3 oder 4K Goldie mit Nash rausholst, dann ist, oder 3K Nash Powerplay hast, dann ist okay.
5K.
Ansonsten ist es eine weirde Entscheidung, außer sie sagen halt, okay, wir können wirklich nicht contesten. It ain't happening.
I'm flummoxed, flabbergasted.
Yeah. I mean, nice job by G2, right? Knowing Shifters had zero vision on that top half of the map, fully invested on a potential soul, and Skewmond just starting that up so Hansama could up and finish it. And now G2 kind of get to push in these waves. It does mean, like, I don't know how good their siege is going to be. Like, it's still very good because without Baron, they had no hope of a siege against the composition Shifters had, but it's an outer turret, sure, but I don't know how well they're going to crack the inner, or the inhibitor, sorry.
Yeah, the Anivia continues to be a thorn in the side of G2's attempts to accelerate the pace of the game. Talking about forward again. Hansama no flash this time. There's just a bit of an edge of the wall and he's trying to get through. Sheo about to get one pop, but manages to run out with the power of the ultimate. TP flank from Rooster. Eyes on the Gnar, but he's polymorphed in the midst of the team. Now finally gonna get a crash back onto Lebrov. Hansama still untouched. Wall is there. Shifters winning the fight. Shut down on the Broken Blade. And the chase now coming out. Caps forced to ult away. And that's gonna stymie the majority of this Red Bull Baron power play.
Impossible to play, oder? No joke, es ist, also, da okay. Jetzt gegen Anivia, Kreativität gefragt. Kreativität ist jetzt gefragt.
Hero plays here. Barely Hansama's able to squeeze through that wall because this could have been a dead 80 carry and suddenly Shifters cleaning up the rest of it. But a polymorph from Lebrov prevents this from really being a disaster. Either way, Shifters managing to win out in the fight. Good culling. They catch out Skewmond. I say they don't quite catch out Skewmond, who's able to flash away. But still, slowing the pace, stopping this Red Bull Barn power play.
That they are. Hansama still ahead in items overall, almost a whole item up, in fact. But has to respect, the Lucian's getting stronger. Nuke continues to be a thorn in their side, even stopped off for an Oblivion Orb to reduce the bits of healing coming in.
Shifter spielt gut. Ich glaube, das ist ein Standout. Ich muss sofort dieses Overlay direkt gewinnen. Standout Anivia-Game.
Solo making a lot of these plays is Rooster going to try to just get this wave out of the way before it can get in range of the tower. And G2 setting up a fast play, setting up a bit of a trap.
Kind of faking right
Ja, jetzt können wir wieder sagen, ne?
Shifters, lots more
Jetzt können wir sagen,
but I don't think again,
nicht Soul contesten.
really play for those inhibitor turrets. It's pretty difficult. So I think you kind of as G2
Da kommt ein LDA. Okay, jetzt macht er Damage.
play it away from some of these choke points. If Shifters can play around the Anivia wall, like Rooster having access to flank positions, it's a nightmare for G2. So you kind of have to set it up where you're facing each other one-on-one in River.
And reminder, as much as G2 are winning this game, this is still pretty high stakes, right? It's easy to look at Shifters who are 0-4, but we look at how close this game is and the fact that G2's playoff qualification is on the line. Now, admittedly, they have the rest of the split to get another win, but they can qualify today. And the battle for top 2 is a battle for seeding in the upper finals if both the first and second seed go through, and we know how important right of first selection can be, so G2 would love to stay hot on the heels of KC. Charm, good. Sheo now in trouble. Crescent guards used. There's not an immediate follow-up.
Wie passiert das jetzt? Du hältst dich so gut.
Hansama ulting has transcended as Shifters do what they can. A nice Ultra Mega Fire Kick is simply not enough.
Kämpft sich so gut zurück.
Deleted. Product does his best just to clear mid to stop there from being any follow-up push.
But they're trying desperately to keep this game alive. Because for Shifters on the opposite side, it has not been great for them on the scoreboard. They'd love a win here, but gonna fall.
Trying to get tricky with it. Ooh, Skewmond whipping it around at the last second just to make sure it hits. He will drop down. 30 seconds left on Nuke.
But 50 seconds until Dragon. And that's gonna be the main focus. No Lucian for that objective. As it's a nice pick, G2 playing around their vision. Pick off Shale. Hansama in a great spot, that wall not getting the value that it has in previous engagements. And even Broken Blade actually been able to control that choke point to deny Shifters from following up on the rest of it.
Definitely an excellent play. You can see now Caps giving a lot of access into the mid lane. Nuke finally back up. Sheo as well, but Podok still needs another 20 seconds. The Drake will already respawn, very likely Mountain Soul to the side of G2 with a now 4-item Cassante. Stopped off for a Knight's Vow. You love to
Ja, du hast noch Nuke Flash, aber that's it. Oh, Caps Position ist nasty.
The Princess. He will get the support. Caps on the flank though. Might
Scheiße.
Ja. Godlike once
Amen, super.
Ruthless in these picks.
Siehst du darf ich nicht.
He might be calling for the Penta, and G2 have the tools to give it to him. Flash forward, Hansama looking for the Quadro. Autos hitting left and right. Rooster running for his life. Hansama unkillable. Hansama legendary. Quadra can't get the unofficial Penta, even if the timer elapsed. We'll give him credit. Dashing in. W. Podok. Well, that's it. That's how it's gonna end. Shifters help.
Schade, ey. So gut gehalten.
2 quick picks on a Nuke are all it took for G2 to end this one. G2, a 2-0, have locked themselves in playoffs. And in the end,
GG. Jetzt Skewmond-Interview und dann 22 LCS.
In the lead, close it out.
A 6.4k lead for Hansama. The Unara was taken over when it got the opportunity. That was a little rough. Shifters made them work for it, but G2 find it.
Wer der LCS Team LEC gegen das Geist und dann Shopify gegen DGSS.
Or LeBron, all excellent options. But you know supports aren't allowed to get it, and only one person was that consistent.
Big number.
Big number,
well.
big vote. G2 have locked playoffs. Weeks left to play. An excellent spot for them to be alongside Carmine Core. Their opponents at the top of the table.
Kommt zu dir allgemein? Der kommt zu mir noch. Also, wenn ich den jetzt wieder bei Postgame-Lobby sehe, dann wirklich Crash-Out. Das trauen die sich nicht. Back-to-back die Leute auf Postgame-Lobby einzuladen. 2-0 TL und dann Shitshow, ja.
it's feeling rather unlikely that they are going to hit that playoff level.
It is. I think no one wants to be in that particular spot, but that's enough from us here at the Cash Disc. Let's send it down to PGO, where Shocks, Finn, and Perks are sitting by.
Okay.
Yes, we're still waiting for Perks.
Bless.
We're trying to find him. Ran off stage.
He's in Team of Passive right now. He's sitting right here. No, I mean, that was a dominating performance by G2.
Yeah.
I mean, game 1 was a ride. Game 2 was a lot more convincing. I think...
Es ist bald wieder back, haben noch kein Update bekommen, aber das spielen auch erst morgen.
It was like they saw game 1 and they just really wanted to have a solid game 2. And really
As always, wenn euch jetzt schon Fragen einfallen oder während dem Interview Fragen einfallen, die ihr gerne beantwortet haben möchtet, stellt sie. Wenn ich sie interessant genug finde, dann würde ich sie stellen.
Congratulations on making your first playoffs with this G2 as coach.
Yippee!
Let's go!
That's huge.
Very nice. Yeah. Absolute W. Finn was just talking about game 1. Do you have any thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts, but if I speak, I may get in trouble.
Okay.
So
Do you want to ask him a specific question?
what was your plan for the Jays? You know, you kind of gave it open to Roosters like his best champion. Was it a confident thing? You just want to play against it and beat it?
I mean, Olaf is doing good on the patch as well, right? On the Jays, so. And it's something we are confident in, and it's more like our league and plan was just not the greatest. Like the 3-camp gank.
Mir hast du schon mal gemacht, hast du alles gewinnen, warum?
Has the timing to dive top, and then
Bist du dumm?
they dove top, right? And then the next time we went to cover, but then we just base as well with Skarner.
Just base right in front of him,
with Skarner when like we were not calling hard, like we were not calling hard enough that they can dive us there. So we just based, and they dove us again. And to be honest, after that, like Olaf lost like 6 waves, 6, 7 or something, and I think it was just a very hard game for BB after that. To be honest, it's not like whatever champ he would play, if that planning happens again, will be the same outcome.
Yeah.
We did praise Broken Blade for playing that game.
Oh, Moment, ich glaube, er ist schon da. Oder? Okay.
Thought they
Ich
definitely
schalte meine Kamera bereit.
I mean, our bottom was hard winning. They had 2 kill lead on top, but we had like 1.5 kill on bot. And usually like bot is stronger than top.
Wenn die Coaches und Stuff, die kommen von den Spielern, ja.
But to be honest, like later on, it was just hard against their champs because they have so much range. But in theory, we should be like snowballing the game and getting like 5 kill lead easily. But well played to the whole team. I think Cup said.
Oh, well, one sec. Give me 1 second. Hello. Second should work. Ah, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Hello.
That was so fucking fast. Usually I wait like 15 minutes. So
Yeah,
I was
it
just
was really
listening to Perks. Yeah. Hello, thanks for coming and congrats. The
Thank you.
series felt a little bit sloppy, I think. I don't know. Do you think it should? Okay, sounds fucking rude, but do you feel like a series should feel that hard against shifters?
I mean, like, not necessarily, right? But obviously, I don't think like Shifters is a bad team. Obviously, like the game score like shows otherwise. But like every team is like I think decent in this league, and we just like didn't really find a way to. I mean, I think like to be completely fair, I think like first game, I griefed it really hard, and I mean, yeah, like after the top side situation, it was like pretty just difficult to actually like come back into it and snowball properly. And the second game, I think like the bot dive was like also like pretty rude. I mean, like pretty hard, sorry. And we just like didn't really find a way to just like find our pace again. So like the games were like a bit slow, but I definitely don't think that they are bad. Same for like Fnatic, for example, right? Like even though they were like 0-3 before like today's games, I think they're like pretty good still, and they can like show some good stuff. But yeah, man, to be fair, it's like mostly on us today. I think we didn't really play that well.
Okay, do you actually think that Shifters isn't that bad? Because from my POV, right, like from outside, just spectator POV, it just feels like their jungle support, they just don't play together, you know? So for me, it just feels like they can't really win games, right? Like game 1, for example, like let's just say it should be like a 99-1 game, right? Like they should always win this game. But it feels like they play Leona, Lee Sin, right? Like probably the strongest 2v2 jungle support, yes. And then they don't really do anything with it, right? Like their top laner is like fisting the whole game. And then they're just stuck on this whole lead, and it just feels like, okay, they don't really advance the game, and I don't know if they know how to do it, or if it's just like that, because that would be my next question. Do you feel like they just respect the nameplates too much? Because sometimes I feel like they give you so much space, you know, they just don't do anything on objectives, and then they just let you do whatever you want, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, probably, and I agree with your point. I think, like, in general, they kind of have like a passive play style in a way. Obviously, like, if they can get some leads in the laning phase, like what happened on top lane, for example, on the first game, then that's nice. But besides that, as you mentioned, I don't feel like they were doing a lot of like synergy plays, like mid into bots, like vision retaking. I mean, like just putting some vision aggressively, this kind of like stuff. So it's for sure like harder for them to win games. But yeah, what I mean is like obviously like their players are not bad, right? Individually, like it's like LEC players, and they have like the talent to just win some games. But as a whole like team right now, for sure, like I don't feel like they know how to close out games. As you said, I think it was like very very well said. Yeah.
Okay, do you feel like you improve from these games, or how? Okay, better question. How do you improve from these games? Because it just feels like, okay, well, they don't really do anything. You don't have to do anything. It just feels like you just kind of win. So how do you take things away from these kind of games? Or like even scrims, right? Let's say you don't scrim like KC. I don't know if you regularly scrim them. I assume so. If you don't scrim them, like how do you get better individually? Do you just look at VODs, or how do you improve?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like a lot of votes, but besides that, on these kind of games, like there will usually be a lot of team fights because it's just like how the games are looking like. They're not contesting a lot, like on besides like objective timers like Dragons, Rift, and Nash. So it really comes down to like who finds like just better like plans, who finds a better flank or like whatever it is, right? So I think it's still interesting to play those kind of games. And besides that, I think just like decision making, right? Like how to actually just be quicker on the map, understanding like where to play and where to attack in general. Like for example, I think it was just like a bad read right on the first game, like the trick and stop, because he was not really like actually playing to like winning trades, even though he's playing Jace, right? So I think it was a bad read. And obviously, like when we know that what was he playing? Listen is pathing on top side, they will have a timing to dive, because I won't be there anymore. So I think this one was like a bad read from me individually, and we just got like pretty far behind from this. So I think I mean there will always going to be some stuff to like take away, but I think like mostly it's going to be about like small like micro stuff like in team fights, in my opinion.
I asked Linzas the same question yesterday. It feels like for me, okay, you for example did it well in the Vi game, I think. No, wait, was it game 1 or game 2 where you were like 4 camps up and you took their top side while I think it was game 2 because Shio was playing Sinzao. And you did a good job of invading his top side camps, right? But usually when I watch Europe games, it just feels like sometimes people don't invade when they should, right? Like Raptors are just free and cracks should be free. Do you feel like it's just... Okay, I said it's lazy. It feels like it's laziness, you know, because it's just so obvious that you should do it because you have, I don't know, stronger 2v2, for example, right? Like, I think in game 1, like, they had so many, well, they did the top lane, I think, but I think they could have done so much more in your jungle, for example. Like, there's the best, sorry, my questions are long, but best example is like, best example today was in LPL, no, in LCK actually, I think it was HLE versus KT, and they just kept invading Cass, you know, like that guy could not see his Raptors for like 20 minutes straight. Do you feel like in you it's just like people being lazy, or is it just like people not realizing it or being too bad?
I mean, for sure, like, I agree with your point. In you, it's like way easier in a way, at least for me to like play, because I feel like there's some times where I should like really like lose the game or like be punished. For example, the second game, even though I was like pretty ahead from like the level 1 invade from Sinzao, I feel like I did a mistake looking for bot when I got like the Gromp and I could have got like double crab, and I think like the game would have been over. I'll be like 3 camps up like early game as Vi. It's like insane. But I looked for bots and then they saw me, so he got the crab. But like he should know that my rotos were like spawning and he just didn't invade. And I'm pretty sure he had like maybe in component gap. So I was pretty surprised. I even said like, okay, my rotos are pretty gone, but he didn't go for it. So yeah, I mean like there's like way more room for breathing in general, but I also think it depends of the teams. I think like for example, just from like my head, I would say like Fnatic, KC, and like Navi probably are the ones that will put some pressure while I'm actually feeling the pressure of like jungle invade and jungle tempo in general. But besides that, I think the other teams are not doing it that great. I could be wrong. I just maybe don't remember all of the teams, but like the 2 other ones, I think like they're like pretty aware of it. So that's what makes them kind of scary to play individually.
So do you think when you go to internationals, it just feels like you're not at that sharp on like this specific angle because you don't usually get punished, and then in scrims, like the first weeks of scrims, you just get like completely fisted in your own jungle? Is that like something that usually happens, or do you somehow manage to stay sharp in those regards?
I think like I'm still pretty sharp, but obviously like the very first games is like always not a reality check, but it's just different, right? Like you just realize, okay, like those teams are different. They play on a different style. They're aware of like way more stuff in general, especially on jungle, I guess side. But I think most of the time, you can always be fine on jungle if you're like really sharp, as you mentioned. But afterwards, like it just comes down to like the lane, like the 2v2, the 3v3s. Like if they have a stronger like fights in general, they could like force some fights. And yeah, but for sure, like they are like way more aware and more aggressive on that regard.
Regarding the patch, I don't know how many scrim days you had. 3, I assume?
Yeah, like 3 or 2. I don't know. 3 probably.
Any noticeable changes? Because it feels like from reading the patch notes, the jungle patch changes, they just seem like very placebo. Like the 4% AP ratio, for example, it doesn't actually do anything until like the 3rd clear or something, right? Where you're already like fast enough, so it just feels kind of a placebo. And it just looks like it's, well, if Tristana mid lane gets to get some playtime, then it's probably AP junglers, right? Do you have any opinions on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think like for now, it's like nothing like crazy, you know. Like if you want to play some of your junglers, you're gonna play them. I don't think it's because of this patch change that they will be broken out of nowhere. And say for like Tristana, right? Like for example, they will, with the fleet change that also happened in this patch, we could maybe see perhaps like some Tristana if some teams are like feeling it, but I'm not even sure if it's that good on the change.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just a bait rune, you know. Like it doesn't do anything. It just heals to like 3 HP or something.
Yeah,
it's just fucking useless.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So I think like usually like the AD mid meta like doesn't come out of nowhere, right? It's like a lot of like stuff happening, the mages being nerfed, just the AD champs just being better, and or like the AP junglers being like completely broken. So you have to adapt to it. But right now I think it's like kind of like whatever, to be honest.
How much solo queue do you play? Because I heard from Linzas that he has like 25-minute queue times. Like, what's your take?
Yeah, I have a lot usually. I mean, it also depends of like the time where you queue up, but I would say like not 25, but like more around like 10 minutes plus average.
Okay, it's a random question, but are you somebody who just tilts easily? Like I love your I love your facial expressions in the game, you know. I just feel like, oh fuck, like we're so fucking inting, or like, oh fuck, what did my support just do, you know? Like, do you actually tilt on stage, or is it just like your way of expressing yourself?
No, I mean like obviously like a bit of tilt, but also like I like really expressive guy usually, and this is like something I'm also like working on because I've seen that a lot of reaction from like a lot of people like recently. I mean like the last 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, but I'm like calming it. So how do you say, like calming it down a bit, and I'm just like more aware, right? Like I've done like a lot of mistakes game 1. Like I had like a lot of reason to be like tilted and trigger, but I really like try to not try it, and like especially like when it's like my own mistakes, it like really triggers me, which was the case on the game 1. So but yeah, I mean, of course it's like pretty funny. Like I don't take it bad. It's like kind of nice to see.
In your perfect world, do you prefer slow, methodical games where you're just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get ahead by just being smarter than the enemy jungler, or do you prefer those like bloody games where it's just like, yeah, I mean, jungle and support just go into each other's jungle, and then level 4 there's like just a free fist fight and the game gets decided there, and it's just pure mechanics?
I mean, I'm more like a methodic guy, I'm not gonna lie, so I'll push that side. But I do believe that like those like kind of like fist fights are like kind of fun to play. I think like the biggest one for me on stage that I had like were the ones against SHFT, I think. Like they were just like playing like really crazy, and like Kanevi is just playing, it's his own play style and he's like leading the team to play that way. So I find it like really respectable, and I think like he's just an amazing jungler. So it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I mean, I think it's like pretty fun, but obviously it's kind of like sometimes like stressful in a way, because you realize that, okay, this fight, like I don't know, like minute 3, as you said, if we lose it, the game is over. Like especially against those teams, you're like, okay, if we lose it, probably we're gonna lose, but you know, that's like adds a bit of dopamine on the moment, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, actually, who do you think is the best jungler besides you and you? Is it like, do you actually think it's Yike, or do you think it's somebody else? Because for me, it feels like Yike is sometimes like very not sharp, you know? Like some moments it just feels like, yeah, he's just dropping camps or he's just ganking for fun.
I mean, I think Yike is up there for sure. Besides that, I mean, right now
it's hard,
like,
right? It's like
it's like a bit random, obviously, because like you're not doing so great. But like, if I was have to put like a sort of like list, I would say like Linsa, Celioria, like and Rylech, like pretty similar. And I think with Razork behind, just not too far behind. I think Razork is like getting a lot of criticism, which like sometimes is like obviously like fair, but I still think like he's a good player, you know. Like I think like I think he shines the most when he's playing aggressive, like with like prior lanes and stuff. Obviously, like sometimes he goes too far and like he looks like a bit of an inter, but I still think like he's pretty good. So yeah, I'll say something like this.
Okay, and last question, because I think they make me wrap it up, was, fuck, I forgot. Wait, give me like 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, take your time.
Oh, if you actually, you can create your own team, right? You get to choose between like insanely mechanical players or people with more brain knowledge. What do you think is more important? Like macro style, because usually that's what people say. Okay, like BB's laning phase is not that strong, but you know his side laning is great and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have people like Russo, for example, who just like would usually win their lane, but it feels like they can't really transition it in mid game and on the map. Do you have any preference?
I mean, like, if you're talking like whole team, like a group of 5 people, I would always say like the brain is really important. Like the thing is, like it's very easy to say, but like a mix of both will be like the best, right? I don't know like how much you can get, but like you need obviously to have like some really like good and talented like individual players, because if you don't, then you're just gonna be like 30 cents behind line, and even if enemy team is not as smart as you, let's say that way, on like on the map, the thing is you won't be able to fight them, so you're probably gonna lose the game. So I think having a mix of both, obviously, but a lot of people are like sometimes like how do you say, not realizing how important it is to like just have like good knowledge and good macro, because like if you miss some timings, even if you're like 2k behind, you might not be able to snowball as much as you should. So like that's why like people like who shot call well, or like just see the map on the really good with a really good view is really important.
Okay, and do you have any hidden meta picks that you've tried so far? Actually, like, do you have any like super secret champs? Right? Did you play Kiana this split, for example? I feel like that's like something that people just play against Nafiria or any of these champions. Do you have like something that you're just hiding for? I don't know, like the Mundo Oriana flash shit, you know, like these things. Do you just hide something throughout regular season?
I mean, I have some, for sure. I mean, like, it's not really hiding. It's just like I didn't really get the chance to play them. But I think it's like 2-3 champs that I have in mind that I didn't get to play, like this split so far. But yeah, it will be fun to see if I can play them maybe tomorrow or next week.
No, don't play them tomorrow. Tomorrow playing. I'm Fennec code streamer. Don't play them tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. Actually, yeah.
just lose tomorrow. You know, it's easy. Okay, but then also for Village specifically, right? It just feels like he has like only those like, you know, like I wouldn't call them niche, but you know, it's like more these champs that more get played in solo queue, right? Not really competitive. Do you feel like that is a good thing or like a bad thing, because it feels like, well, when he's on a normal champ, it just doesn't have the same impact, right, as those like top lane champions, let's say.
I mean, like, obviously, like, it's not optimal, right? Because like the meta champs, you have to like just drill them, like play a lot on solo queue and scrims to like good at it. But like as a team, right now, I think first, like, especially in the regular season, you need to get those wins in. Like, you need to make sure you get to playoffs and stuff. So like, if you have to play comfort zone, like the champs like Zahen, I don't think he played Aatrox, but you know what I mean, like this kind of champs. Then I think obviously like it's really important to make sure you know how to play this composition. But yeah, obviously I don't think it's the most optimal, right? Because if the meta shifts into like just like full, like I don't know, like Vyzin, which is kind of the case, like Loki hidden, then it's like not the best, or like Lee Sin, for example. So yeah, I mean, obviously I think for them it's really important to just get the wins in, and then they can adjust themselves.
Okay, they're making me wrap it up. Thanks for taking the time.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
likewise. Bye bye. Das war doch nice. Das war doch nice.
I'm just naming random stuff, to be honest. I don't remember what the bands were.
So.
But